Is this fine? Like distance?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool?
Just
Okay,
long
cool.
as, yeah. Can you bring it in just a
Yeah,
little?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Cool.
It's rolling.
It's rolling. Okay.
Yeah, it's not too cold out today. It's feeling pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Trying
not. It's not too bad. We
Yeah.
what?
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we just had some work done to our house.
I know.
Oh, yeah?
And I was thinking about those workers because I didn't want the gust of wind to like knock anybody off the top of our roof.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
I know. That's what I was worried
when I-
about. I'm
Yeah.
like,
When I walked into our building, I mean, I had to hold my hat and walk sideways
Oh, yeah.
because the wind was blowing really hard.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think. Yeah, so we just had our roof done,
Oh nice.
and
Me
it was
too.
probably about 8. Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah. Like last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did it this
No, we were scheduled last week,
Oh really?
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
it snowed.
Oh,
the day it snowed. Yeah,
we
yeah.
got
Day-
it right before.
yeah.
Oh man, that's the
Yeah.
worst.
So then we rescheduled for yesterday and then finish up today. And
Yeah.
I just thought about that wind, and I thought,
Oh yeah.
don't let anybody fall off the roof.
Oh no.
I know, right?
Not fun.
But thank goodness everything's done.
That's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was really crazy. So I'm gonna ask you this real
Yeah.
quick. What do you consider old school as far as music?
Oh, music.
How far do you go back to say, oh man, that's old school?
I mean, I would probably started like, I mean, if we really want to, like Mexican music, like I grew up listening to what my abuelitos like grew up listening
Yeah.
to. You know what I mean? So a lot of that, like looking at like Vicente Fernandez, Pedro Infante,
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah,
all
so-
that kind of stuff like that. Like I
That-
grew
that
up
is-
like
yeah.
that in Mexico, but when I was over here, like I grew up on like 50s doo-wop, like the rock and roll era too.
Yeah.
I love Richie Valens. He's like one of my top favorite artists, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I grew up listening to all those old school sort of themes and
Yeah.
everything, but I would go to Mexico and then listen to the old school Mexico songs. So
Yeah.
So the
bit
old
of both.
school American music was influenced by who? Your dad as well, or is he just only the Spanish music?
no, so both my parents are Mexicans and they both only speak Spanish. So they only had the Mexican music at
Okay,
home.
okay.
But everything else, I think I had some uncles and stuff that would listen to American music here and there, and they would like come and visit us occasionally, and they would throw on like rock and roll. I had one specific uncle, his name is Jorge, and he would always do like theater and music. He would bring his guitar. He was like very rock and roll, and he
Okay.
kind of put us onto some of that music back in the
Okay.
day, and I just remember it. And also just growing up in general and like seeing La Bamba and then getting introduced to all that, and I'm like, oh my god, his life story is amazing. Like I just kind of got immersed in that, and I just started listening to him, and then it just kind of blew up from there and expanded into other genres. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, how about hip hop? What is old school hip hop to you?
Hip hop, I mean, I grew up, my brothers obviously listened to Biggie, Tupac, Wu Tang, like.
Okay, so you're
Rakim.
talking 90s.
Yes, yes. For me, like that.
You were born
that's
in
what
90,
that.
right?
Yeah, I was
You
born
were born
in 90. Mm-hmm.
So then, of course, so you started listening to that. Teenager.
Yeah, I was like 5, 6 years old.
The brothers were
Yeah,
the
yeah,
start.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so then now that's what you consider hip hop.
Yeah, so that's
It-
where I got it, and then it ran into like the 2000s. So like that whole era was like when I was really into it, you know. So I
Yeah.
got to hear all that.
So, and the only reason why I ask is because I remember a time when I would put in my phone, I want to hear some old school. It would give me the 80s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just right now, I wanted to listen to some old school, so I
Yeah.
put it in there, and it gave me the 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
shit.
happening.
If 90s is old school, what the hell is the music
Yeah.
that we grew up with? What is
But wait,
that's I mean, you have to spell it with the S K
Yeah.
O O L
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
O L E
Yeah.
old school.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, damn. I said, wait a minute. Oh, I said, this
Hold
is
on,
not old
hold
school.
up. Yeah.
This is not old school. My old school is the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
80s.
Yes.
And yeah, so but I get it why you would say the 90s.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, but did you listen to the 80s like NWA?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Public Enemy.
Yeah, I was very familiar with all of them, but at that time, my brothers were into the '90s hip hop, so that's what I was listening to. But yeah, no, I got educated on all of that stuff growing up, so it was really nice to hear all the genres at home
Right.
from everyone. You know, it was really nice.
Yeah, how about those Saturday mornings, mom and dad cleaning house?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That-
we
and
knew we
that's-
heard that song come on. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
no, here we go.
Time to get up.
Try to
time
sleep
play.
in a little bit more, but it never worked.
Yeah.
But that was great too, because now we like even like Spotify now has like a Mexican cleaning playlist, so you
Oh.
just throw it on and it's
Right.
all those songs.
And it's
I'm
funny
like,
you
that's
say
so
because I know
funny.
YouTube, you know, something will just pop up and it'll say old school cleaning music.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
they
it's
started
pretty funny. Yeah,
starting to do that.
I love it.
Uh,
Yeah.
didn't one of your Spotify or something put you at a song, one of your favorite songs that you listened to all year, and it said you must be 67 or what was it?
yeah,
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to Spotify,
Your listening age.
my
Yes.
listening age was 70 years old.
Yes.
I was like, whoa.
That's funny.
And it's because like you've listened to the music that your parents listened to.
Yeah.
You know, your older siblings. And then it's the same thing with my kids. They listen to what I would listen to.
Mhm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
Absolutely. I
yeah,
think mine was like
clockwork.
43. I'm 35 right now, but
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit, and they was like, it's because you like the old
Okay.
school soul,
Yeah.
doo-woppy like types. I was like, yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense, but
But it didn't make you feel old.
no. My wife makes me feel old. She calls me viejito all the time.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, cool, sure. I was
Yeah.
like, well, she's just 3 years younger than me. That doesn't even make sense.
You know, so speaking of music,
Yeah.
I have a guitar right here
Nice.
that I'm gonna play, and I got that one for you because your brother told me that you play the guitar.
What? When did he
You
tell
don't,
you
you
that?
don't play the guitar?
Absolutely not.
No, I just bullshit.
I
I just bullshit.
can play one note and that's it. I started learning a little bit when I was in Mexico. My madrina's dad, he grew up being in a trio. So that actually goes back into your question of old school Mexican music.
Yeah.
He grew up back in the trio days. So he would go around and like play at different fiestas and parties in Mexico, posadas, whatever it was. And my madrina would sing. So they had their own little trio and group. And so every time we would go over there for either the summer or holidays, they would invite us over to eat and we'd just be over there and they would just be playing live music for us all the time. So
That's cool,
he
man.
would just be, and he plays requinto, which is like the beautiful, like trio, like amazing, like hand skills. Like it was so cool just growing up and being able to see that. And then hearing my madrina sing, like those boleros, those trios that we grew up with.
Yeah.
It reminded me so much of like my abuelos, obviously, like growing up and hearing that. And one of this really cool detail is like my madrina calls me every year on my birthday and sings "Feliz Cumpleaños" like
Okay.
over
Yeah.
over the phone. So and then the dad's in the back like playing. So it's like
That's
a
cool. So
nice
you
little
get-
cute memory that like I remember and I'm like, that just it's childhood to me.
Okay.
you know?
Who did you
Yeah.
say sings that to you? Your mom?
My madrina in
Madrina.
Mexico.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
still to this day?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Nice.
cool. So
She's
it's cool that
like
you
never
said
missed a year. It's kind of crazy.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Sandy has the oldest sister.
Uh-huh.
She does that to the whole familia.
Really?
Everybody.
That's awesome.
She has all the birthdays, and
Yeah.
on that day, and we're
She
all like,
doesn't. Well, I guess she
She
does sing.
sings,
Yeah.
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 She's, yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
awesome.
what?
But there's no instrument behind her or nothing.
Yeah,
she
she's
just
just there.
calls and she
Just
just sings
acapella.
that.
Happy
Yes.
birthday
Acapella, that's beautiful.
Yes.
happy birthday.
I love it.
You know, so we'll sit there and we'll just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, you just have to.
And then when you don't get the phone call, you're like, whoa,
I know,
because we're used to it
going on?
now.
Are
And
you
it's
mad at
like,
me? Like, what's going on?
yeah, like I didn't get my phone call. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it's true, right, Chris? Your Nina called you and sang
Yes.
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's his madrina.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get on with the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Chris, put me on. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. I'm your host, Big Mod. I have Sandy and Chris with us today, like always. And before we introduce our guest, Chris, can you go ahead and play our read? This podcast is sponsored by Quinn Concrete Construction. The company motto: no job too big or too small. Whatever your concrete need is, they have the experience and the professionalism to ensure a quality job every time. For a free estimate, call 913-279-1448. That's 913-279-1448 and ask for Joe Quinn.
Remember, did I have you in class?
I don't think so.
Who did you have? Like, do you remember any of your teachers?
Wait, the question is,
Wait.
do you remember her?
You look very familiar.
I was a teacher at Whittier when you were there.
Why didn't go to Whittier?
Oh, you didn't? Why
No.
do I know you then?
I think I went to a summer school.
Oh.
That summer school where all the kids went.
Well, we got
from
on the bus
neighborhood.
and we
Yes,
went to.
That's where I remember you
That's
from.
where.
Yep. Yeah,
Ah,
that's where it is. Yeah, like I was trying to
okay.
think of it too, and I was like, where
The
was
migrant
it?
summer school is what
Yep.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah. We would take the bus and
Ah.
everybody, and then I knew all the kids over there because they were all from the
Yes.
neighborhood. Yep.
That's
where it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So then right there, yeah. I was
That
over
makes
there.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
wow,
where it
you
was.
your mind just went,
Yeah.
I
like,
know.
whoa,
Yeah.
where do I know you?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go ahead and introduce our guest.
Okay.
Everyone, please welcome to the show, Laidan Galicia, a.k.a. Dink.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Whole party.
Yeah, and Chris, we'll throw the intro at the beginning. We're all good. Anyway, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you
yeah,
guys for
thanks.
having me. I appreciate it. And lovely studio. I love it so much.
Thank you. It's like I tell everybody, it's an eyeful.
Yeah, hey, my studio is exactly the same. And like you said, everything is meaningful. Like,
Yeah.
perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
Yep.
but like I said, welcome to the show. I'm glad you can join us this evening, especially for a busy guy like you.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're hella busy.
Oh, I literally left the studio and came right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you working?
Yeah.
I mean, literally just working.
Yeah.
Right? What time does your day start?
Every day is kind of different. It really just
Is it
depends.
because of the appointment of your?
Yeah,
with
it's
your
appointment
job
stuff, and I make my own schedule, so I literally wake up
Okay.
every day. I'm usually with my daughter, and then I just look through my emails. I'm like, cool, like what's priority? What do I need to do? And what needs my attention first? And then I kind of plan out my day. And then I have certain things throughout the day. Like today, I'm like, okay, like 5:30 is podcast. Cool. So let me knock everything else out. Be sure I come here and then just enjoy the rest
Damn,
of the time.
brother, and I
So-
feel special you had me in.
Oh, of course, man. I have to.
Yeah, that's good. So I know it's been a couple of weeks now, but how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, amazing. We have so we had to go see one family and then go see the next family
Okay,
and
yeah,
the next
that's what I was
family
gonna ask. How
because we
did
have a
that
lot. Both me and my wife were Mexican, so
Yep.
extended family, this family, that. People
Oh,
are in
yeah.
town, people are here and there. So like we have to go see everyone, but it's great. We take like those 2-3 days off and we're able to kind of just regroup, like disconnect a little bit and just be able to enjoy that time with them. I think it's most important for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, you mentioned daughter. How old's
Yes.
your daughter?
She's 3.
Oh, 3. Oh.
Yeah, she's the
Oh,
one.
so there's
the
some
one.
babysitting in the during
Oh,
the day.
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Mixed in with your work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
Oh,
some
okay.
days like it's kind of random, but like some days my mother-in-law will watch her, and so
Oh, okay.
we get like a full day of work, and then another day like my mom would watch her. But then
Okay.
some days we trade off. So I'll have her in the morning, and then my wife comes and we'll switch. Or sometimes
okay.
I'll go in the morning and then she'll come, and so we'll switch. So we have a very very crazy complicated like schedule, but it works for us and for what we need. So. As long as we get to spend time with her and like she's good, she gets to see family and everything, and we get to work, like it's fine.
Right.
We're enjoying it.
Is your wife an entrepreneur as well? Does she have her
Yeah,
own-
she is. She actually does nails. She does very intricate nail designs.
Okay.
She currently works at a shop. She's doing amazing. She's been there for a few years. She has her own clientele. Her books are completely booked and closed and like busy. So it's amazing seeing her do her thing and her craft, and she just gets so into it. And I'm just like in awe, just seeing how detailed she gets with just a nail. It's just it blows my mind. And then vice versa, she sees all the stuff that I do, and it's just
Two
a really
artists
good-
that have come
Yeah.
together.
Exactly.
That's
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Yeah, did she
Yeah.
do your nails? I mean, maybe the
I
nice,
wish.
maybe
She's
the
like, I'm
nice-
booked out.
What
I'm
is it?
booked
The
out.
nice
I can't.
cleanup and
Yeah,
make it
something.
shine.
It would be nice. I
Yeah.
should have told her for today, but she was busy working again. So I got a schedule with her, or else I don't get in.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have turkey, just your normal stuff.
Yeah, the normal stuff.
Or like as far as Mexicanos, I know some people do it differently.
Right.
I mean, we don't. I mean, I don't think we
Yeah,
we
we've
don't throw
stuck
anything.
to our
Yeah.
typical
Turkeys, but-
turkey, mashed
Yeah.
potatoes.
Mom and dad don't have anything from.
Honestly, like when I really think back to Thanksgiving, it's kind of used to be one of my favorite holidays. And I would say that because when my parents moved here, like immigrated from Mexico, it's been like 43, 44 years now. My older siblings, Melissa and Robert, were born in Mexico. And then Vincent, who you had on the show as well, and then myself were born
Shout out,
here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
shout out VG and Chentes Pizza.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we were born here, and our parents tried their best to kind of like, get us into the American culture and all that stuff.
Yes.
Obviously, we still spoke Spanish at home. We would still go see our family and like just be very immersed in that. But they wanted us to like be included in school and like just be part of it, So I remember for Thanksgiving, like my parents would go all out, and they would rent like this hall of it was at some church down in KCK, and they would rent the whole hall. And so you would go downstairs and have a giant hall, and then downstairs was a gym where all the kids could be playing. But they would invite all the family, all the friends, all the people from church, and it was just be like 100 people in this space, and everybody would bring a dish.
Yeah.
And so you would get dishes from all over, like everybody coming in, like we just have food for days. But like I remember that being one of my favorite days because I got to see all my family, all my extended family, cousins, friends, everybody that would just be in the neighborhood. We would just get together for that day and like genuinely give thanks for like these opportunities being in like a new like land, I guess, like from Mexico to here,
Right.
Yeah.
but also still being able to bring our culture and be with our people and like just give thanks for like all that. It was super fun, and also we got to just play with all the kids
Yeah.
all day. It was the best thing ever. So I just remember seeing all that type of food, but now getting older, like we don't do that anymore. Like it kind of just got like kind of like fizzled out.
Yeah.
And obviously, like we got older, we had our own families.
Right.
Like people start going away, doing that, moving, and so it kind of like fizzled out. But like now, when we get together, it's like we see each family like separately, which is still nice because we get to see them. But it's just not the same as like when you're growing up. I feel like you have like so much like magic, and like holidays are just like amazing when you're a kid, you know, and that's just thanks to our parents, you know. I think it's super important.
So what are you going to do to help try to create that same thing for your daughter?
Oh, we hype her up so much with anything that we do, and she's just down for anything. So like we're like, hey, today we're gonna go over here and we're gonna spend time with Tati, and we're gonna like have a sleepover. And she's like, oh my God, that's the best thing. And she's at that age where she's 3, you know, she's just loves being around us, and like as long as we're excited, she's excited. And then we still get to go see everyone. The next day we went to my sister's farm that she has, and she just got new animals, and so she's super into animals. We got to take her out there, and she just saw the donkeys, the chivos, the chickens, the this and that, and like it's 2 whole different experiences back to back, and she gets to spend time with us. Like she's just down. It's really fun. So like as long as I think we continue to make time for the family, for the friends, for the get-togethers, I think that's the most important for her right now.
Are you a leftovers guy?
Yeah, honestly, I'm like pretty good in the kitchen when it comes to leftovers. I'll like make some new stuff with it and whip it and dip it and just get it. My wife is very much on brand with like following a recipe and doing this and that. And I'm like, what do we have? I'll just make something. Here you go. Yeah, and I kind of get that from my mom. She was really good at doing that.
And where did you guys have it at? Did you guys have it at your place? Or?
No, so the first day we had it at my mother-in-law's. The second day we went to my sister's farm. And then the last day we kind of just did our own thing at home and just kind of try to like regroup, you know. Yeah, but it was fun though. I like everybody had different food.
Oh yeah,
but it is like traditional.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure Chente brought the pizza.
Oh man, I wish.
Pizza.
I wish that would be nice. I keep telling him do a little turkey leg pizza next year or something. That would be interesting. Yeah.
And here comes Christmas, so you're gonna do it all over
again. Oh yeah, we're literally back to back to back. We're doing like 3 or 4 days, but it's cool. We get to that little time to just kind of like again like decompress and just chill and like really.
But all your family is here in Kansas. You don't have to do any traveling outside.
No, they all come here. Anybody who is out comes here, and it's usually just my nephews that are in school or living elsewhere. They come into town, so that's nice. That like now I'm back home too, so I don't have to come into town to see everyone. So that's really nice being able to be here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of, where did you grow up?
I grew up. Yeah, I did. So I actually grew up when I was born. The first house that we had was over in KCK on Sandusky, over by like 10th or so. And we were over there for some time. And then
so
when
then
I
you
turned,
went to Emmy Pearson then.
I did. Yeah, I went to Emmy Pearson, and then I went to Banneker as well. I went to both.
Once you moved, or
once I moved. So like from being over there on like 10th and Sandusky, I then moved to Strawberry Hill, which is on 6th Street.
That's when you went to Banneker.
Yeah. So I went to both.
Yeah.
No, actually, I it's weird because I moved there when I was 3, and I remember I went to All Saints for some time, and then from there I went to Emmy Pearson, and then I think I went to Banneker.
Oh, okay.
So my like, I went to like 3-4 different schools in elementary for some reason. I was just like moved around.
Did you then do Central and then Wyandotte?
No, actually I did 5th grade. I moved into Catholic school. So over there on the hill, there's St. John's Holy Family.
Yeah, you went there too?
So I went there for 5th grade all through middle school. And then after that, I was going to go to Ward because all my friends were going to go to Ward. I was in Catholic school.
Right.
And it just made sense. But tuition was insane. My parents couldn't pay that. They didn't want to. And then my brothers, they both went to Wyandotte. And they both told my parents, like, he can't go to Wyandotte.
Oh.
So they kind of, like, intervened. Because I was like, that's my secondary. Like, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. And they're like, no, you're not going to go to Wyandotte. They're like, he needs to go somewhere else. And at that time, I grew up playing soccer. And I grew up doing art. Like, those are my 2 biggest passions. Like, just always, my whole life. So my parents very much invested in me. And, like, getting me sketchbooks, sending me to like summer classes and art classes, and then being able to play soccer year round. Just I played in the Mexican leagues on Sundays, and then when I was in school, I'd play for the school. So I grew up with both of those things, and I loved it. But it just kind of like fizzled out like towards like the end of high school when my season ended. I was playing varsity, and I was like, I kind of don't want to do soccer anymore. It kind of just didn't happen.
Kind of burned out.
Yeah, kind of. I just remembered like why do I keep running? Like I don't like running. Like it's kind of like I don't really like it. So it kind of just fizzled out, and it just was what it was. But all through middle school and all that stuff. So my parents decided that they wanted to find another school for me. So we had a cousin at the time that was out in Prairie Village, and he went to Shawnee Mission East. So they were like, hey, like this is a really good school, and like come, and he can live with us for some time and just see if he likes it. So that first year I went and stayed with them, and I was able to go, and I can just be completely upfront. Like I did not like it.
Yeah.
At first I did not like it, coming from
Yes.
KCK, all the cultura, the raza, everybody here, going straight there. Like, no offense to China Missionista, you guys were a great school, and I had a great time.
That school's all about.
That too.
Yeah.
But at first it was like a huge culture shock more than anything,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
like coming from here, going from there, you
Yeah.
know, like there was kids out there that like had full basketball courts in their attics, and I lived in Mission Hills and stuff like that. It was stuff I wasn't used to, but I wouldn't say like I grew up poor either. Like we had everything we needed, you know.
Right.
But when you see a different type of lifestyle, you're like, holy shit, you know, like that's insane.
Right.
So the first year was definitely a little tough, but then after that, my parents found another house around there, literally across the street from the school. And so they bought that one. My siblings moved into our family house down in Strawberry Hill.
Okay.
And then my parents and I moved over to the Prairie Village house so that I can go to school. And then I just kept doing it.
Okay.
Every year got better. Obviously, I got more integrated and everything, started playing soccer, and then got heavy into the art classes. So it kind of just worked out.
All right, time out.
Yeah.
We have another connection.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Coach Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Coach Kelly coached our daughter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and our girls play together.
Oh,
His
yeah.
daughter and our daughter. And so we're pretty close with Coach. And
That's awesome.
we've been around him for a long time since the girls were little
Really?
and grew up playing. And
That's
so, yeah.
amazing.
So
Oh, yeah.
we still
Yep.
see him every once in a while.
Yeah, when
yeah.
I just recently went to, like last year or two, my last niece that went to China Mission Niece, she just graduated. So
Oh, okay.
and then I went and I saw him and he immediately recognized me.
Oh,
and
yeah?
said
That's
what's up
cool.
to him. Yeah,
That's cool.
he's a great guy.
Okay. Did your niece play for him too?
No, she did not.
Oh, okay.
She did art classes actually, so she had some of my art teachers.
Okay.
Yeah, so she kind of went that route.
So let's see. Did you have Mr. Crawford?
I had him
Like
1 year. I
jewelry or
think he then
something?
he was doing like jewelry sculpture type
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
And then he retired, I think maybe my senior year,
yeah.
or junior year, something like
Yeah.
that. But I got to see him. Like he was there.
Yeah.
I didn't get to take any of his classes because those were for junior, senior stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I had all the other art teachers there.
It's another friend we know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
Mr.
well,
Mr. C.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I call Mr. C.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's an awesome person.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
know his daughter, and their son played football with our son.
Really?
Yeah. So many connections.
Small
Yeah.
world, always. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, you know, we'll get into it. But speaking of connections, I feel like I've known you and your brother for a long time because I know Edgar.
Yeah.
You know, he and I, we worked together back in the day.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome.
know, so
You were what, 21?
I was 19.
Really?
He took me to Mexico City.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about
that's
that too,
awesome.
because
That's
I
awesome.
actually told your brother
Yeah.
that story too.
That's
Would
so
you say
cool.
you had a good, a fun childhood?
Oh, absolutely.
Even though you
wouldn't
moved from
trade it.
house to house, but it was still.
Yeah, we only moved that once, and I was 3, and then from there we stayed on the hill. Like
Okay.
we didn't move anymore from
Yeah.
there until I reached high school, and then I was
That's
able
when
to
yours
move.
moved, okay.
Yeah, but I would say I loved it, and I was literally just talking about this with my friends the other day. I was like, I'm so glad I grew up in that era.
Yes.
Like it was literally like you would just wake up. Like especially during summer, you just wake up and you just go outside and be like, all right, what are we doing today? And then like some of my friends would come over and be like, hey, let's go play soccer down the street. Or let's ride our bikes over here. Like, hey, I got a new skateboard. Let's all go ride it. Let's go do this. Oh, I got a new video game. Cool. We're going to his house. Like it was very like on hands. We were out all the time.
Yes.
Like just come home before the sunset, you know, come home for
Yeah.
dinner, go to your friend's house, call me when you get there and check in, make sure you're good. Like it was
Yeah.
so
I know.
nice and so
The kids
easy.
don't realize what they're missing.
No, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Just-
crazy.
I know. This guy, our kids missed out.
Yeah,
No, it's just more dangerous now.
it is
Well,
very
I mean,
true.
yes,
It is.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
See, because I remember a time. So I have cousins that grew up there in Armadale.
Okay,
Lots
yeah.
of cousins,
Yeah.
all the Garcias. That,
Yeah, yeah.
And so I lived in Argentine. I would ride my bike all the way to Armadale, go
Yeah.
across 12th Street Bridge, go to Armadale. We'd go to the certain house. Then we're all getting ready to go play baseball at 1:00. Get all our shit together, and then we would leave our bikes there at the house, and then we would all walk a couple blocks to
Yeah.
the baseball field,
Yeah.
carrying our bats,
Yeah.
carrying
Yeah.
our
It's like
gloves.
Sandlot.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I
Just
know,
like
yeah.
the Sandlot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the best.
And it's just,
I know.
it's just.
I'm sad for our kids that
Yeah,
we didn't get
but
to.
but he has a point. It is more dangerous now. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't let my daughter go around and do like no, not at all. Like it's crazy out there right now.
I know.
All the technology, all the crazy like no,
Yes.
no, no.
And even people
Yes.
that drive. are because there's distractions.
Yeah,
with the phones
absolutely.
and
Yeah, you need
videos
Yeah.
and having all all that
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but so you say you're the fourth of four sibs.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not the oops.
I always
You're
tell
not the
people
mistake.
we're like 8 years later.
Yeah, you're
Still
you're the
like- yeah.
surprise. You're
Yeah.
the gift.
Yes, that's what my
Oh,
mom always
that's-
tells me.
yeah.
My brothers say I'm the oops, but my mom says
Oh,
I'm
okay,
the
they're the
oops.
ones that say
there it
that.
is, Yeah.
All right. Did you receive the hand-me-downs from the older brothers?
Yeah, here and there, like especially from Vincent, because he was the closest one in age with me. So I had the most time I kind of spent with him the most at home. My sister moved out after high school, and then my brother Robert, I remember him being at the 6th Street house in Strawberry Hill sometime in our basement. So I would go hang out with him occasionally. But I spent the most time with Vincent, I would say that. And I loved wearing his clothes. Like, I thought it was the coolest. You know, you see your brother wearing something. I'm like,
your
I
big
want to wear
brother.
that, you know? Like, even though it, like, fit like a dress on me, you know?
Yeah.
But I would rock it every time, especially during, like, middle school time when I was, like, starting to develop a style and figure that out. Like, we would have, like, sometimes once a month or so, we'd have, like, a casual Friday in Catholic school because we wore uniform. And I just show up with my huge, like, Fat Farm, like, shirt, like, a chain, like, all this crazy shit that I would steal from him occasionally and just, like, rock it. But, yeah, it was my favorite.
So you were at All Saints. So do you know the Villas?
That sounds
Rebecca
familiar.
Villa, Teresa Villa, or Missy Villa?
That
I
sounds
know
super
they all
familiar.
went to,
Yeah.
See,
to All Saints as well.
I thought they were with Vincent around that because we asked him the same thing. He said he thought
Really?
he knew Becky.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going
Yeah.
by
That might
the
have
age.
that might
I
have been
don't
him.
know, but-
Yeah.
Mine. So when I was there, I remember specifically Don Tiveros, like Mario,
Oh.
and then Mario's my age.
Oh,
So
okay.
like that was who I grew up with,
Okay.
going to All Saints and like all that stuff right
Oh,
there.
okay.
And
So
then after
you know
him,
Mario, Luis,
Yeah, all of them.
Ruben.
Yeah.
yeah, all
okay.
of them. So and I know them because my mom and Mari,
Oh.
they work together.
Comadres.
Yeah. They grew up working together.
Hell, I
once they
think we
moved
talked.
here.
I think
Yeah.
I think Chet
Oh, I
said
don't
this too.
remember
that.
Now I
Okay.
think about
Yeah,
it.
they used to clean houses together.
Oh, okay.
So my mom would
Okay.
get them all these houses, and they would go around and do that. So I remember we would always go to their house, and they would come to our house when we would have like random parties.
Yeah.
So I grew up with Mario, and so I know the whole
Okay,
Ontiveros
okay.
family. Vincent grew up with Luis; they went to school together and
That's right.
everything.
Okay.
So all that stuff. So our families are very, very close and connected.
Let's go. Who would you say had the better friend group, you or your brother Vincent's?
But you said
friend
there's
group?
8-year difference.
Yeah,
between
yeah.
you?
So it kind of just depended.
Yeah, that's
And we hung out with the kind of like the same people in that sense, just because like his friends had like younger siblings.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
So it was
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was always nice. We would all hang out together, and they would just be picking on us the whole time. But like, whatever, we were there, you know. It was fine.
Yeah. You still keep in touch with your high school buddies?
Maybe like 2 or 3 of them.
Really?
Nothing too crazy. A lot of them like moved away, or like we just kind of had separate lives. After high school, I went straight into the Kansas City Art Institute. So I'm still friends with a lot of people from the institute, more so than high school itself.
Yeah. See, but I mean, through Facebook, it's easier now to keep in touch with
Yeah,
those guys.
I
too.
see them, but like it's not like we like talk or text
No,
or message.
no,
No, they're just there because
No
like,
high school reunions or anything like that.
they had one like a couple years ago, but I was living in Denver at the time.
Okay.
And then I you know, when you hear that, you think of like how in movies you go to like the high school gym and like they put up all the photos and like I thought it was that, but no, they literally just went to P&L.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, let's go to
that's
a
lame.
bar. Or
Like I
something.
don't want to do that. I'm not flying in from Denver to go to a bar in P&L.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
That's
my
lame.
class they like to get together quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah. and
I feel
what-
like the older generation do
Yeah.
that a little bit more,
Yeah.
and I wish
You
we
know,
would.
Like I know, so I went to Harmon.
Yeah.
And I know the class of '86. Shout out to you guys.
Hell yeah.
Those guys love to hang out anytime they can.
That's
Just a
awesome.
couple weeks ago, or 2-3 weeks ago, we were down at the American Legion. I
Yeah.
was telling you,
Nice.
and they had a birthday party for somebody, and it was like a reunion.
Yeah. That's
They
so
were all
cool.
there, you know,
Nice.
and it's crazy because I know a lot of them,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I think it's pretty cool that
Yeah.
they all do that.
Yeah.
So my class, we like to do that. Sandy's class from Wyandotte, they're the class that like to go get on cruises
Oh,
and
cool.
trips.
Like spend a
Yeah.
whole weekend.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
Nice. We're gonna go on a cruise here in January, like end of January. It's my mom's 70th birthday, so we're gonna do a big family cruise together. Like she's
Oh,
been
that's
she's
gonna
been
be
dreaming of that for like ever.
fun.
So like it's kind of
So
like her
who
big
else
thing.
going? Like in
Like my
just your immediate family?
Yeah, just
Oh,
our
okay.
immediate family, which us in general is like 20 people because of the siblings, their spouses, the kids, and everybody. So
okay.
it's
So
pretty
you have the
exciting.
youngest.
Yes.
What's the oldest grandkid?
She just turned 30. actually.
Oh.
So she actually considered her to be kind of my little sister. Like I was 3 when she was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy to like that's my sister's daughter. So my sister had her like right after high school.
Yeah.
And we just grew up together. So I was like literally the youngest, and then she came along, and she was literally my little sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a huge age gap, and then between her to my daughter, like the next one up, is Vincent's daughter. Actually, I think she's like 19.
Oh.
19, 20, yeah. And then my daughter's 3, so like there's a huge gap.
Wow,
like
yeah.
I'm the one that like waited the longest to have kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
But mom and dad have 4.
Yes.
None of you guys are heading in that direction of having that many kids?
Well, yes, my brother Robert has 4 boys.
Oh, he does. Oh,
He
okay.
does have
okay,
4
okay.
boys, and then my sister has 3 girls.
Oh, okay.
And then Vincent has the 1 girl.
Just the one,
then
and
I
you're
had-
just the one.
yes,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So we want 1 more, and we're really hoping for a boy just to even out our family and just be done, and like we're good.
Yeah.
But whatever ends up being, as long as they're healthy and happy, like we're
Right.
good. Yeah.
Grandma and grandpa will be happy with
Oh
whatever.
yeah, and they're enjoying right now. My daughter, her name is Sumaya, and they literally see her almost weekly. So and she loves going over there.
How do you
and
spell
just
it?
hanging out.
How do you spell
Sumaya, Soumaya.
Oh, okay.
Sumaya.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cool. How'd that name come about?
So it was a name that we both really liked, and the main reason is like we liked how it sounded in Spanish, and you can pronounce it in English, and it was the exact same. So that was always a huge thing for us because my name being Laidan, when I would go to Shawnee Mission East, they couldn't say it, so they started calling me Layden, and that was just something I was like, I don't like this. Like it's
Right.
just, but I got tired of correcting them so many times. You know,
Yes.
they're like Landon, Lardon, Laisland. Like I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
guys, you're not
yeah.
even trying. Like
Yeah.
so that was something very important for my
Right.
wife and I, just both being Mexicanos and just being able to say our names and like being able to pick a name that like was like being able to pronounce on both languages. So we liked that first and foremost. But there's this beautiful, one of our favorite museums in the Ciudad de Mexico. It's called the Sumaya Museum, and it's
Oh,
based
okay.
off of his name is Carlos Slim. He's a huge like philanthropist, like billionaire out there. But he his wife was named Sumaya.
Okay.
So they had a huge, beautiful art collection, and they needed somewhere to put it. So he built this museum for his wife,
Oh.
and literally like called it the Sumaya Museum. So inside, like you see beautiful like Mexican artwork, contemporary stuff. They have different shows and everything, and it's just an amazing place to be. So
And
so I really enjoy that museum. She loves it as well.
Yeah.
And it was just a name that kind of like stood out to us.
Cool.
And then the last little thing is the meaning behind it. It's actually Arabic. It comes from
Oh.
that sort of area, and basically it means like a garden full of roses or flowers.
Okay.
And for us, that's a huge like significant thing because both of our grandmas grew flowers and
Oh.
roses, and so it kind of just like made sense, like a little tribute to them, and then just being a tribute to Mexico, but then also just a tribute to both of our languages. in a
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You think that's pretty
Sumaya.
cool? Tell us about how you got your name.
Oh man, I love my name so much, so much. So growing up, my parents would always explain the meaning of my name and everything. So when I was born, I was actually supposed to be a twin. So my mom had 2 sacs, but one of them didn't fully form, and then it was a bit of a high risk for me to like fully be formed correctly. But I made it through, and so my parents thought that it was a bit of like a miracle baby type thing. So they decided they wanted to give me a name that kind of like was brand new, made up, and like meant something. So they wrote down all these names and everything, and they just couldn't figure one out. So they decided to take 3 names of my uncles and aunts that have passed before I was born and combine them. So they took the first 2 letters and then started writing them out in different forms, and they finally landed on mine. So LA is for Lalo, ED is for Edith, and AN is for Antonio. So that's why I say I'm an artist born into death.
An artist. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's where that name kind of comes from and stems. But I was told that story ever since I was young. So I grew up with like this sort of like obsession and like affinity with like death, but not like in a morbid way, but more of a way of like honoring my ancestors.
Yes.
And also like paying tribute through them through Dia de Muertos and all that. So we grew up with all those traditions. So it was beautiful being able to like see my name and where it came from and the love and the meaning and being able to pay homage to ancestors, but also do it culturally in a way. So I was very proud of my name growing up, and I would always love saying it. But oh man, just when people butcher it, it's just like,
Right.
oh my God, like
It's
sucks.
disrespectful,
Yeah.
damn it.
Right,
That's,
no,
you know,
yeah,
after what
totally.
you
Yeah,
just
so,
said, and
so
then
I
it-
tell them, yeah, I'm like, come on, guys, like you just try a little bit. So that's why,
Right.
like, when I chose my artist name too, it kind of just I wanted it to be meaningful as well. And then I was like, Dink is just so much easier. If you don't want to say Laidan, like fine, but like I go
know,
by
right?
Dink as well, and it's okay, it's good. And even that name itself, it's DINKC, and the KC is for Kansas City, just like a little homage to that. But also it's an acronym for Death is Not Knowing Certainty, which also plays into Dia de Muertos and all that stuff. But it's a bit of an oxymoron because death is the only thing we have certain. We just never know when, where, why.
Right.
But it's also just a reminder to just live because, you know, it's inevitable.
Live life to its fullest.
Absolutely. Every day.
We got to.
Yeah.
Gots to. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I had heard that before, and I was like, man, I like it. What are the chances if you were to find somebody else with the same name?
Oh, I have.
No
You
way.
have?
And in high school, I looked it up, like, on Facebook. I was just like, does anybody? And I looked it up, and there's this guy in, like, Germany who has it. But his last name is, like, Wolf. And so I, like, messaged him. I was like, hey, dude, we have the same name. And he's like, that's so crazy.
Right.
And I was like, what does yours mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. He just, like, my parents just gave it to me. He didn't really have a meaning. So I was like, oh, weird. Like, mine means this. But then I looked it up, and, like, there's, like, a meaning, I think, if you really look up the name.
Okay.
Some people use the word itself, and I think it means to lead or to like guide, that kind of stuff. So I was like, that's kind of interesting, but literally no one else that I know of like has the name.
Okay.
So it was very, very interesting to see him, and I was like, what the hell? Like, is this my long lost twin? Did he survive? And he moved to really young?
Yeah, that's
I was
crazy.
like, oh,
It's
man.
and what if later in the future, you know, you have another kid and it's a boy? Would it be Junior?
No,
No, you wouldn't?
I've never really liked the juniors for myself, and no shade to my brother, he is a junior, but I think I want to give them their own path. Like sometimes the juniors feel like they're like overshadowed a bit, you know, like or like have to like have big shoes to fill in a sense, you know. Like I want to create them and have them live their own journey and be able to like just choose their own path and just whatever that is, whatever that ends up being, like whatever name we go with it, you know, and it ends up being that. But that's kind of just my sort of like little take on that.
Yeah,
you know? I
so
want them to make their own story.
That makes sense. So I'm a junior.
Yeah.
And our son Mario is the third.
Yeah.
And I'd have to say, Mario's really, really proud of his name.
That's awesome.
Because his grandfather and myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
that's how. So my brother Vincent, my dad's name is Vicente.
Right.
So that comes from that. But then my oldest brother Robert, it's my abuelito's name is Roberto.
Okay.
So that's why he got that one first, and then my dad gave him that one. And then there was no other names to give, so then they just made mine up, kind of, I think.
Yeah.
But also, it was just like the story and everything that kind of
Yeah.
came with it. Like,
Yeah.
it was just part of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I always thought, since my name was, since I was the first boy, and then I got the name, I thought, okay, the junior is always the first boy.
Yeah.
But then not in your guys' case, you know, your brother Robert. Then,
Yeah. He got my abuelo's name.
then-
Yeah, some families do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that. Well, it's like that with my dad's dad, and you know, his name was Tony. The first son was Alfonso.
Yeah.
Then it was
Oh.
Antonio. So it
Yeah.
was the second
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I
That
don't
makes
You know,
sense.
so yeah, that's when it threw
interesting.
me off when I figured that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's pretty cool, man.
That is cool.
Do you remember your first paying job?
Yes.
What was it?
Actually, I do.
What burger joint?
Oh, no, right? I wish. So paying job, like, I would say the first one would be working at a fireworks stand with my brother Robert.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, so it was definitely like early, maybe like 6th grade or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's down in the bottoms, like where James Street is.
Okay.
There's a bunch of fireworks stands right there. So it's right next to like the UPS section down there in KCK. So he started like randomly. He met this guy, and then they were like, "Hey, if we have a fireworks stand, we want you guys to come and work." And then he started to like just recruit like people. And so I was like, "Yeah, I'll make some money during the summer or whatever." And so I was just in there, and we would literally just greet customers, be like, "Hey, welcome to Fireworks Stand. We have everything 50% off, just trying to make sales."
Yeah.
And we'd go around and just like pitch them just fireworks. We're like, we got these that do this, these that do that, blah, 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 whatever. And that would be my first job. And I remember making like $200-300, and I was like, I'm living it large. Like, this is it. Like, I made it, And at that time and age, you're just like a little kid, just like wanting to spend it on whatever,
In a fireworks stand.
Yeah.
So you make this money, and you're like, okay, you can have it all back because I want this.
Right. Well, no, the trade-off too is like they would give us fireworks, which is
Oh,
also
okay.
the cool
So that
thing.
made it.
That made it way worth it. So I was in there just like buying everything every day, testing stuff out, and then just being able to take some money home. And I'd take all my money home, super excited. And my mom would be like, okay, cool, give me half of it to save. And I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
But that's just my mom. Like, she was always like that. And she instilled that in us very early.
Yeah.
As much as we hated it back then, now it makes so much
Yeah.
sense, you know. And now
Yeah.
we're like that because of her, you know.
Right.
So I remember that being my first paying job with that. But my first gig that I got paid for painting was probably even earlier. It was probably like 5th grade or so.
Oh.
And I painted. I had this teacher. She was kind of like a tutor, but she was a Spanish tutor because my mom really wanted me to learn to read and write in Spanish as well as speak it. So every like Wednesday and Thursdays or so, I would go after school, and her name was Conchita, and she lived right there in KCK, off of Minnesota. And I remember we would go to her house, and she had a beautiful garden, both front and back. And she was a Cubana lady. She was immigrated here from Cuba. So she used to be a teacher there. She came here. She was already retired, una viejita. But she was the sweetest, most kindest, happiest person I've ever met in my life. And I like hold her so dear to my heart. But we would go there, and she would teach us Spanish, and she would always make me licuado de plátano every single time. Every single time. And I was like, this is the height of luxury. Like, I fucking love it here. But she's the one who tutored me and all that. But she had, like I said, a beautiful garden, and she had a white fence. And I would always tell her, like, oh, like, we should put something on your fence. And one day, after asking her for months and months and months, I showed up one time, and she just brought like paint. And me and my friend, his name was Omar, he was my best friend growing up. We were both artists, and we loved drawing. So we were like, for real? She's like, yeah, go crazy, like paint whatever you want. And then we painted it, and then she also paid us afterwards.
Oh,
Outside
okay.
of giving us the licuado and the paint, like, she actually
Yeah.
like paid us. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, I love this feeling. Like, this is the very first time that I got to like express my artwork. It's my first mural. I got free paints. I got a licuado, and I got paid. I'm like, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. This sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So I remember both of those very, very vividly.
So you have been an artist for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I grew up just drawing all the time. Like, I can't remember a date where I wasn't drawing something. And my parents saw that very early on with me.
Did they?
Like I said, it was soccer and art, and so they
Uh-huh.
pushed both of those very much. And I got very lucky because they were in a position where they were stable, they had good jobs and everything, and they were able to kind of like afford to like help me like push
Right.
that sort of creativity and be able to play sports, you know. So
Yeah.
I got very lucky within that era that they were, you know, very stable with all that stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, it was nice.
Wow.
Wow. Have you ever painted on shoes or anything?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
for sure. Yeah. Well, I did
So-
I think my first pair was in probably when I was living in New York. I did like a few here and there, just like as a pop up, and then I did a show actually in Denver, and there were like Cortezes, like the ones I have on. They were all whites, and they gave them to 5 different artists, and we were able to just customize them and everything, and then they auctioned the shoes off.
Cool.
It was a pretty cool show.
Yeah. What did you paint on?
So they're all white leather. So actually, I use paint markers, and I use oil-based paint markers, and I'm able to just draw directly on the shoes, and it stays really well. As long
Yeah.
as you don't really wear them, they get some wear and tear, but those are for show. So like we sold them as like art pieces. in a way.
After you're done, did you guys like spread
Yeah,
out?
I'll do a
with-
sealant here and there occasionally, but I always tell people like if you wear them, like it's just the material, it's just cracks and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. So a lot of
yeah.
people that do commission me for shoes, they just put them in display and they just have them there
How
as
much
custom ones.
ink can you put on?
Oh yeah, a lot for sure. But those are the perfect all whites. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they would be cool.
That's a size 19.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool because you see a lot of the NFL players.
Yeah.
They do their for a cause.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, they get them done, then they wear them,
yeah.
and then
yeah.
they give them to.
Oh, yeah.
you
You're
know.
waiting for somebody to give you that call,
I know
right?
something.
Somebody
Just
to,
waiting. Let me know, guys. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
See, but that's the thing though, because they wear them in the game,
Oh
and
really?
they actually
that's
wear them.
cool.
So I wonder, like, is there new paint, or is there something new now that they use, or
Yeah.
do they spray them to protect?
I mean,
The
probably.
art?
Yeah.
And then, because I'm sure that
Yeah.
as soon as they donate them and then they auction them off for a good cause,
Yeah.
they're not. I'm sure nobody's going to wear them. You know,
Yeah,
you got to
no,
put them
those
up.
are
These are
like-
worn on
For
a
display,
football
yeah.
field,
Yeah,
you know.
those are display, and I think the playing in them kind of makes them like even more special.
Yes,
you know?
that
It's
I
like,
agree.
yeah.
I was going to say
So-
the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I'm a huge Run DMC fan,
Yo,
right? And years ago, I met DMC,
cool,
and I had a Comic-Con here,
nice.
and I got to talk to him. It was kind of cool because really nobody bothered him, but
Really?
me. I was the
It
only
was the
one that
old school.
Yeah, I was really bothering him.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I mean, I almost cried just
Yeah,
talking to him.
that's so cool.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I really didn't have anything for him to sign. So he's like, give me your shoes. And I was wearing some shell tops like that.
Nice.
He signed them all over. And I was like, I even told him, I said, D, I can't wear them now.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, put them away. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, shit. Okay, now. And then I had this Adidas jacket that I wore, said Adidas all the way across the arms.
Nice.
He signed that too, you know.
Oh
I'm like,
man.
I said, damn, D. I said, now I got to put this
Yeah.
away. You know. And
I just
he had
got
a good
these.
time. He goes, well, anything else you want me to sign?
Yeah.
And,
I was like, I'm gonna walk out of here naked. Like, stop
Right?
signing stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I got a kind of a similar story
Okay.
when I went to my brother Robert during some time lived in Florida in Panama City Beach.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
we
I
were
went,
just
I went
there.
out there. Really? Oh man,
We
I
shot
loved
an
it.
episode there.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. So, but I loved it. So I went to go see him one year. It was like spring break, and I was in like high school. I was like, yeah, this is perfect. So I was traveling with him from here to there, and in the airport, I think we stopped in like Atlanta or something like that. And our flight got like delayed, so it was a huge line. We were all just chilling, and then I'm just like sitting down at one of the little like desk stations where you can like charge your phone, and I'm just chilling, and I'm just sketching, I'm just whatever. And then next to me, I'm seeing this dude. He's just like vibing, like headphones on, just like getting it. And I was like, cool. And then I like look over, and I'm just like keep staring. I'm like, I swear I seen him somewhere. Like I just couldn't picture it.
Eminem.
Nope.
Ah.
He's close, but no. But he was just vibing. I was like, man, who is this? Who is this? And the more I looked, and then I started to like just like go through like at the time like my iPad, my iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go through. I'm like, I'm just listening to music, whatever, and I'm going, and then I see an album pop up, and I'm like, no fucking way. And I look again, I'm like, that's Lupe Fiasco.
Nah.
I'm like, no way. And I see he's just there, and like it was in his prime, like when he had just come out and stuff. And I was like, no way. So I'm like over here like sweating at this point. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I like tap him. I'm like, Lupe? He's like, hey, what's up, bro? I was like, Lupe Fiasco? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what's up, bro? How you doing? He's just dabbed up and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just making some beats and stuff. And I'm like, cool, dude. I was like, hey, man, like huge fan, dude. I love your music. I'm literally listening to you right now. I'm like showing him. And I'm like, I don't have anything else except for my sketchbook. And he's like, yeah, I'll sign it. So I give him my literal Sharpie that I was using, my sketchbook. And then he just signs the actual cover of it.
Oh,
And I
okay.
still have that sketchbook at home. I
Nice.
still have it. I finished it all up. I have like a record of all my sketchbooks. I like archived them since like middle school to now. And like I still have that one in there. And every time I see it, I just remember that story. And I'm like, man, I hung out with Lupe Fiasco at the Atlanta airport. Like, and I just never forget it.
That's
and then that same day, like I looked around and I saw like a swarm of people, and I looked, and it was Flow Rider. But he was there with his security, his glasses. Nobody could talk to him. And Lupe's just here by himself, just humble as hell, just doing his
That's-
thing. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, you can just see the artistry and like the differences in him. But I'm like, I'm glad I had him in my iPod and not that guy. Like, it's the worst, you know. But I love like when you get to meet kind of your heroes, you know, and they're super cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's the best.
That's pretty cool. I met my favorite quarterback. I saw him at an airport.
Really?
Yeah.
Small
And
world, how many people you see.
Yeah.
You know?
My favorite quarterback is Warren Moon.
Yeah.
You know, he played
Yeah.
with Houston back
Yeah.
in the day.
That's cool.
I went with Sandy. We went on a trip. Walked right by him. I'm like, oh my God, that's him. That's him. So
Really?
I ran up to him and asked for an autograph. And then I said, hey, are you going back to Kansas City? Because he was coaching here, the quarterbacks
cool.
coach for the Chiefs at the time.
Nice.
And he says, yeah, I'm flying Southwest.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we're on the same plane.
There you go.
Then he's like, can we? I said, oh, he told me, he said, just meet me in the back of the plane. He goes,
Yeah.
I'll be back there working. As soon as we're in the air, come
Yeah.
back, talk to me.
Nice. That's
It was cool.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's awesome. Wow.
And I always carry a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And I know
I have
you
my
do.
backpack. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you do too.
Yeah.
You use it for art. I use it for looking for famous people.
There you go. Smart.
Yeah.
Either one works.
And, yeah,
We're like, where's your Sharpie? Where's
Yeah.
your Sharpie?
Yeah.
I even had the incident with Albert Pujols.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
a friend of mine told me, hey, he's down the street. I said, ooh, I'll go. Had my marker on me. Of course, that day my marker didn't want to work.
Oh no, that's
You know,
the
he's
worst.
signing. He's like, do you have another marker? I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, dude, that's the only one I got.
Yeah.
I had to throw that one
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
he was able
no.
to sign a Wheaties box.
Oh, there.
And in the Wheaties box, he says, hello. He goes,
Really?
do you carry this with you all the
Yeah,
time?
yeah, yeah.
It's like,
That's so
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Yes,
keep
I
it in my
do.
trunk, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But no, that's cool. That's cool. But like, you know, I have to bring this up. A shout out to I-70 podcast, John.
Absolutely.
One of his worst fears is meeting your hero, and then they turn around to be an asshole
Oh
to you.
yes. Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
and he said this, a few times on his podcast, where he loves LeBron James.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going, man, but I don't want to meet LeBron James.
Yeah.
If he says, nah, man, get away from me. Or,
Yep.
Then what do you do? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
It's no, so I get that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Sandy, have you ever met anybody famous beside me in Dink?
Chris.
Yeah. Yes. Well.
Oh, Tony Danza.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. We met.
Tony Danza.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
you know
awesome.
Tony Danza,
When was
right?
that? Yeah.
We were in New York, and he was on
Oh, cool.
stage. He was
Nice.
one of the shows that we went to. And
Yeah.
we felt like, those fans at the end of
Yeah.
the night
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
at the,
Oh,
in the
yes.
back in the alley
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's going to come out, and so we would just follow the crowd like
Yeah.
okay,
That's
and then
awesome.
we got to meet him. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah,
That is
it was
cool.
Honeymoon at Vegas. They were doing a Broadway show. You know how
Yeah.
you were there in New York. So
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
and we just happened to walk around and we asked somebody, "Hey, what's going on back there?" "Oh, the actors come out."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Tony Danza?
Yeah, yeah.
He'll come out. He'll talk to you guys." So we're out there, we're waiting, and he finally comes out. He's talking to everybody,
Yeah.
and we're starstruck. And
Yeah.
That's cool.
and at the time we were still trying to figure out how to use our cell phones.
Oh
right?
yeah.
The
yeah.
iPhone.
You're like
And then
taking
we
selfies
had the
and
iPhone.
stuff.
And then I said, "Hey Tony, can we take a selfie or a picture?" And he goes, "Yeah, come on, And he puts his arm around Sandy,
Yeah.
and Sandy's all la la land. I'm like,
Yeah.
hello, we're trying to
Yeah.
take a picture.
Yeah.
And then so I'm holding the phone like this, I got it on video.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna tell him it's
Yeah,
video.
there you go.
And he's like, all right, man, you gonna take the picture? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's on video. Oh man. And
Yeah.
then he kind of just let Sandy
Yeah.
go. And I said, but we got it on video.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah.
That's
But no, it
funny.
was cool. Yeah, you're right. It was cool. Really cool to meet Tony Danza.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But going back, like I had told you earlier, I met your family.
Mhm.
I went with Edgar to. Are you close to Edgar?
Yeah,
guess-
yeah. He's my primo. So he
Yeah.
comes from my dad's side. My dad's side of
Oh,
the family.
okay.
Yeah, so that's how I know him. But we grew up with him as well. He would always come from Mexico all the time when he was younger. I'm assuming one of those times he was when he was working with you here. But yeah, we grew up with him. He stayed at our house occasionally here and there, and then we would go to Mexico or even Laredo when he lived there for some time. We would go visit him there. So yeah, we're very close to him, and I still see him now when he does all the Kaba stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
He does amazing with all that stuff. And then at Third Friday when I live paint every time, he's there setting up all the Kaba vendors and everything
yeah.
too. So yeah,
Yeah.
we
So
see him.
when I met him, he was working in the art department, and I worked under him.
Cool.
And he's another hell of an artist.
Oh, yeah.
Artist.
Yeah, yeah.
So I the bloodline, I can
Oh,
just see
yeah.
it, man.
Yeah,
And I had the honor to meet your grandparents.
yeah.
At the ranch.
Yeah, at the rancho. Yeah,
rancho.
yeah. Oh, so you went to San Vicente?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cool, and I was honored to be there. It was really cool for me
Yeah.
because I've never been to Mexico that far deep,
Yeah, yeah.
and so we did some work, and then on the weekend we hit the
Yeah.
ranch.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, and Abuelita made
Yeah.
a caldo.
Yeah.
Of course, it was rabbit.
Yep, of
Yeah,
course.
and,
Yeah,
and
they
I
had
got
all
a
the animals
story
at the
about
time.
that too, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
And-
cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. There's very few people that have gone to the rancho.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now I'm honored. man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And is it still there?
It's still there. Yeah, my grandparents have passed.
Yeah.
So my abuelo passed when he was like 85.
What year would you say that was?
I was like 12, 13.
Okay.
Okay.
Something around there. So he was the first no, I would say, I think he was the first grandparent to pass.
Okay.
And I remember my dad went out there and he took care of him. So being the oldest son, he went out there and he took care of him and everything. And he passed at the rancho. And then later, it was years later, my grandma, she lived to be 103.
Oh.
Yeah,
Awesome.
my abuelita Machi. So she was out there, and my dad also went out there and took care of her until she passed. But I got to go out there and spend some of the last couple months with my abuelita, like while she was like bedridden. And we had like one of the best parties. When she turned 100, we had a huge family party at the rancho.
Cool.
Everybody went. We had like a huge circus tent and like fit everyone under there. And she
Oh.
came out dancing, guys. Like she was livid. Like she was enjoying it.
Oh, that's
She,
awesome.
we would always ask her like, what's the secret? And she was like, the secret is to like wake up early, have good food, like good, like rancho food, like organic, like homegrown food, take cold showers and watch your novelas.
That was her secret.
Yeah, that was her routine. She would just be
Nice.
like, those are my things that I do, and I love it. Oh, and like having family, like familia around you. Because everybody, every time you'd go there, there'd always be someone there at the rancho. No matter what day of the week it was, there was always people there. So she lived a good, fulfilled life. And like, it's so crazy to like go back to San Vicente. And it's San Vicente, and that's why my dad is Vicente, because it's St. Vincent. Because my grandfather prayed for a boy, because he had only girls until my dad was born, and he said, if you give me a son, I will name him San Vicente.
Oh, okay.
So it's so cool going back and still being able to see my extended family out there, going to the rancho.
Yeah.
And then my family out there, the Galicias, have so much history because my grandpa at the time, during their heyday, he was mayor of the town. And so he was able to do a lot for that little town. And then my abuelita was first lady of the town.
Cool.
So she was able to she made a lot of things, like built a lot of schools, a lot of like
Oh.
resource centers for women, like taught them a bunch of different trades, like how to sew, how to cook, how to like do all these things. And she was very, very into like the women's movement during that time, like
Oh.
thinking of like after the Mexican Revolution, being that type of powerful woman.
Yeah.
She was a beast, man. She was amazing. Like she was very, very well like rounded, educated, and just like loved being like that type of woman. So she had a lot of respect. So it's cool going back and being able to just see our extended family and just see like our history and our lineage. And like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
abuelito's photo is still in like City Hall. Like he's one of the like
Oh, that's
presidents
cool.
there. That's
oh,
cool.
that's neat.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome.
Did I have brothers?
Yes, it was 2 other brothers, and then the rest are women. It was out of 10.
Is Mateo one of the
10.
brothers?
Yeah,
10,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Mateo's the youngest.
Mateo, okay.
Yes, my dad, and I think Felix, and then Mateo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I met Mateo.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Mhm,
Had
yeah.
a drink with him. Of course, I was 19.
Yeah,
But
of course.
I had
Yeah,
a
you
dr- I had
didn't
a
start
drink with
drinking at
them, yeah.
15 out
Well,
there.
then
but
who,
yeah.
who was the uncle that on 18th Street and Edgar?
That was Vicente.
That was
their
Vicente.
dad.
That was his
Yeah.
dad.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So on 18th Street, we had some apartments right there next to Ward.
Yeah.
And then Edgar lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were our family's apartments
Okay.
that we had for
Oh,
like
okay.
ever. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
It's cool because that's that's where I spent my 21st birthday.
Really? In this apartment?
I passed out in there.
That's so funny.
So it's crazy because it was a Monday night.
Yeah.
I might throw this
Hi,
stuff
that
out.
Edgar. He's such a bad influence
yeah.
on him when he was younger.
I know, right? So Edgar's like, he's like, oh hell yeah, you're gonna turn 21. You only turn 21 once. We're gonna celebrate like
Yeah.
we're supposed
There
to.
you go.
So him and his buddy Jorge at the
Yeah,
time, Jorge Cedillo.
Yeah, yeah.
They were good friends,
Yeah.
roommates and whatnot. And yep, for my 21st birthday, right after work,
Yeah.
damn, we hit the bars.
There
We
you
went to
go.
Westport, did
Oh,
it all
man.
up.
That's awesome.
Trash.
Oh, of
They
course.
carried me everywhere from that night. They had to carry me because I stayed there, went to work the next day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
What a
God, it was-
Trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. But it's crazy that you bring up that apartment because he built a stage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. He built a
Uh-uh.
stage in that. And well, no, because you were you around? I don't even-
Where was
this
he
was
living?
91, 92, this was 93.
So yeah, so I was 3. Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
were 3.
Where was he living? Do you remember
It was
which
the
apartment?
downstairs.
The downstairs,
Yeah.
like the bodega, like
was-
area.
yeah, it was just a
okay.
big-
Yeah.
Looked like a what do you call it? Like a studio.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So he built this stage,
Mhm.
and he called it it was a dance floor.
Yeah.
Because they used to party
Yeah.
back then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
he still loves
said,
to dance.
He says, Mario, have you ever painted? Have you ever done any graffiti? I'm like, no. He goes, all right. Well, we're gonna set you up. I'm gonna paint this floor white.
There you go.
He goes, and then I'm gonna let you set it up. He goes, draw it out how you want to, and then I'll help you do it. And so we did. And I was an artist,
Yeah.
but I didn't know much about graffiti.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I grew up in the '80s, so yeah, we would spray paint
Right,
here and there.
right,
which
right.
we'll
Yeah,
get
it's the
into.
birth of it.
So I did this dance floor and party, and we did it all up, and
That's
then
cool.
we polyurethaned it, and he
Yeah.
kept it for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then I remember when he moved out of there, he's like, "Hey, you want your floor?"
Oh really?
And I think I took it. I think we
Really?
took it apart. I took it home, and
Oh,
my dad
man.
was like, "No, this is not staying
Yes.
here." And,
like
and
my
we did get rid
breakdancing
of it.
floor.
Yeah. And I know I have pictures of it, man.
I
That's so cool.
remember. It was
Yeah.
an Adidas sleeve or something.
Yeah, I
right?
drew
It
a big
was-
because I'm huge Adidas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Adidas sleeve, and
Nice.
it says
Yeah.
party dance, right? Just
There you go.
mamadas, hey, whatever. But no, those are just good times.
That's
good times
awesome,
in that
man. Yeah.
place. So yeah, we
Yeah,
We-
that's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah, we grew
Small
up
world.
literally going there and like working on those apartments with our parents, especially my siblings. When they got them, they needed a lot of work, and my dad was like an overall like Mexican MacGyver. He knows how to do everything. So he was
Yeah.
like, "We'll take it over," and then my mom handled the finances, and she was really good at that, and my dad was really good at building. So they worked very well together, and they maintained those apartments for so many years. Like I think they just sold them like
Oh, okay.
maybe like 4 or 5 years ago or
Okay.
so, like that.
Yeah.
But they had them, so we grew up going there and
Yeah.
working there and being part of that. And so many, like Robert lived there for some time, Vincent lived there for some time, like Edgar, like a lot of our family went through those
went in
apartments,
and
and
out
it
of
was
that place, huh?
yeah, and they kept the rent cheap to like help the
Yeah.
immigrant
Yeah.
families, you know,
Yeah.
that would come around. It was literally full of just immigrant families, and we had so many parties there, like where Edgar was, that whole bottom section. was all like commerce, like commercial space, but we kept one of them just empty so we can rent it out as like an event space. And we had so many birthday parties, so many family gatherings. So we have very fond memories of that spot. And every time we drive down there, like passing Ward or going anywhere around that, I'm like, oh my God, like
It's
Right.
still
these
there.
are it. They're still there.
And I do the same thing. When
Yeah.
I drive by there, I think of the
You're
same
like, it's
thing.
my 21st birthday right now.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. Your dad was working outside. They were still working on it. I think your dad was working on the sidewalk.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, because I think he redid
yeah.
the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And so we drove by there because we were going to Edgar's place. Edgar was already living there, but your dad was still. And we drove right by, and your dad was walking, and he was so he was taking these wide steps.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how he measures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, he goes, yeah, that's the way he walks, as a joke.
Oh yeah.
I
that's
go,
funny.
what?
Yeah.
He goes, nah. He goes, he's measuring.
Yeah, yeah,
I said,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it was
My
funny.
dad always taught us. He's like, just measure with your hands, just do this, or just walk. And so that's how I do it now. When I go paint or anything, I'm like, how many feet is this? I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I need this much. And that,
Yeah, see,
like he taught us. Yeah, that's so funny.
That's pretty cool.
Man, yeah, we go back there.
Yeah, so you know, speaking of the family, we know you're an entrepreneur. Your whole family is, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Which is really really
Thank you.
awesome. So you have you have a studio up on the hill, right?
So I did.
Okay.
I had that one. I think I got it in like 2021, right when I moved back at the end of 2021. Going into 2022 is when I got that one.
Okay.
So I moved back to Kansas City at the end of 2020, and then 2021 I kind of reestablished myself, and then 2022 I believe is when I got the studio.
Okay.
And it's literally like right there in Strawberry Hill on 6th Street, like next to my house, like down the block, like in front of Holy Family Church.
Okay.
It was right there on the little corner spot, and it used to be a bookstore called Flagship, and I knew them. They're cool guys. We used to do stuff together for Third Fridays, and they were like, hey, we're gonna be moving down the street. This space is available, and I was like, at the time, I had another studio out in like Metcalf area, like 80 something in Metcalf. It was like a joint like collective art house, and I was in there right when I moved back. And I loved it, but I was just still living in Strawberry Hill, so I was like having to drive and all that. It was kind of a lot. So I was always looking for somewhere closer, and that space just happened to come up, and I applied for it, and then the landlord, we hit it off, and he was like, yeah, sure. He's like, I've never had an art studio in here, so he had no idea what it was going to look like, and I just went in there, and at the time, my dad was helping me out with a bunch of stuff, so we were able to like remodel the whole space and everything, and we were able to just get it up and going, and so that was like the first, I would say, out-of-house studio that I built. So that's like the version like 1 point, like first version of like my DINKC studio itself was right there in Strawberry Hill where I grew up. So I was like very, very happy and like proud of that moment, like kind of full circle, being able to give back to the community that raised me, and just being able to like showcase everything that I've learned throughout these years. It was so cool. So I was there for like a year and a half or so, and then I reconnected with my old friend. His name is Tyler Moody, who is the tattoo owner of the shop. And he was like, hey, like his old shop is over on like West 39th area, like off of like Westport in that area. And he's been there since 2013. But he told me like, hey, I'm opening up a new shop, and it's going to be in Columbus Park off of the River Market.
Oh.
And I did a pop-up at this cafe there, and then I connected with him, and he showed me the shop, and he's like, hey, like I'm going to have room and this and that. We just kind of kept in touch and everything, and it just kind of happened where I was like, well, can I start coming in and like hang out with you a little bit more? And so that just kind of like one thing led to another, and I was just over there while still doing my artwork over here in my Strawberry Hill studio. And then the studio lease ended, and then I just moved full-time into the tattoo shop.
Oh, okay.
So now I was over there, and then now recently, after being there for a year, I now moved back to the original shop, which is on West 39th. That's called Surreal Tattoo. Okay. So now I'm in that tattoo shop, and I took over a space there. Okay. So I've moved around like three times.
That's the spot that you've turned into.
Yeah, my most recent one. Yeah, so it's in the back of Surreal Tattoo on West 39th.
Okay, so do you consider yourself a graffiti artist? Is that the term, or is it?
Well, I know
you've done some work.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything, and I kind of I introduce myself as an illustrative designer now. Like that's just where it is, and that's just kind of like stems down to like the very basis of what I do. Like I'm an illustrator first and foremost. I just draw all the time. That's what I love to do. But I'm a designer in that sense because I learned that when I was in art school, that I wanted to learn how to like design my drawings and put them onto products, shirts, merchandise, like even designing for like clients or walls, like murals, anything, everything is design in a sense. So I wanted to learn both crafts so that I can hone in on my drawing skills and be able to like showcase it however I wanted to showcase it, and not have to like, I don't know, rely on a third person party or outsource my work to be like, hey, I want these products done, can you make them? Like, I wanted to learn how to make everything. So that's why I say I'm an illustrative designer. But under that illustrative designer like umbrella, I do merchandise, I do apparel, I do canvas work, I do murals, so graffiti, stuff like that. And I do gallery shows, live painting, pop-ups, and now tattoos. So everything boils down to me just being an illustrative designer.
Okay, so before we get into the tattoos,
Yeah.
so you have a unique art style, right? And it's really cool. And so how did that all start? How did that all come about?
So I always say that like the style itself, like I always say my brand was born in 1990, like when I was born, because everything in my life has kind of like helped me develop it in a way. It didn't like some people would like see my work and they're like, oh, you just did it so fast. And it's like, but I know it's been like developing for years now. But I didn't start my brand professionally until 2012 when I was in art school. That's when I branded myself like DINK Studios, and I started offering services. So it wasn't until then that I really like was like, I want to offer these 4 or 5 different services and genuinely like start figuring out what my style looks like. So I say the top 3 things that my style kind of like embody are old school cartoons, which is what I grew up watching, and I would just always draw them when I was watching TV. So that's what got me into drawing and what my love for like illustrating kind of came from. And then my Mexican culture, especially like Dia de Muertos, like growing up with all that stuff. And I loved sugar skulls. So I was like, like I want to make some form of sugar skull cartoony thing. But then I got into graffiti as well growing up. Like Vincent would always have like tagger friends over at the house, and they would always have like things. And then some of my best friends were in crews, so I would hang out with them. And I was just a little kid like keeping watch on the corner while they were just tagging everything, you know. But I got so heavily involved in this scene and got to learn the ins and outs of it. So all those 3 things I kind of just like threw them in a bowl like in 2012, and I was like, this is what I want my main ingredients to be. And then the DINK brand and the style kind of like started to evolve from those 3 main things. And it just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you've developed your own character,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So that character, I always say he's like a cartoony tagger sugar skull.
Okay.
So
Cartoony,
yeah.
tagger, sugar skull.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he's kind of like I can't really hold him up right here, but you can kind of see him like in this little Strawberry Hill print. He's this little guy that's like right here, and you kind of just see him.
Okay.
But he basically just kind of like, I wanted to. Well, do you guys know like sugar skulls, like the other Muertos sugar skulls? Okay. So the way that they're made are in a mold. So you make a little mix and you pour that into the mold. It hardens overnight, and then you take them out, and they're little sugar skulls made out of sugar. And then you decorate them with different icing and stuff, and you're able to like decorate.
And then eat
Okay.
it.
No, you
No.
never eat them.
No.
Can't eat them?
No.
It's a respect thing because they're for your ancestors, like for those people, you're remembering them. So you preserve them. You can put them in like plastic or something. But I remember we would always decorate them when I was growing up, and I was like, I want to make my own sugar skull one day. Like, I just love that. So I decided to, instead of making one, I wanted to just design and draw one. So my sugar skull head itself is kind of like, to me, my template or my mold of like my sugar skull. And then that head is always the same. Like, I draw him the same always, but I always like decorate him differently. So he's like, maybe he has a hat or a sombrero, or he's like doing different things, different activities, wearing different clothes. Like, so that's my version of decorating him. But then he's also this little like vandal sort of mischievous tagger guy that like I grew up doing. But then he's also like this playful little cartoon guy that I just love exaggerating and making him thrown into different scenarios and scenes, you know. So he's kind of like the main basis, and in a way he's kind of like a self-portrait of myself as well. He's kind of like, I'm DINK, like he's DINK, and then he lives in this world that I'm illustrating that like is a reflection of my own world, my own life, and my own like experiences, and he just lives within that realm. So there's like a whole DINK universe of like various characters, but they all have the same skull mold head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Can I see that?
absolutely.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, I mean, we could put a picture up,
Yeah.
but you know what? I'm gonna try to do it here. Chris, can you put the camera on DINK, please? So. So
kinda
yeah,
see
that
it.
so the one, yeah, I could see the one in the bottom corner.
Yeah, and you can kind of see it on
See
this
it, Shane?
shirt too.
Yeah.
I see it there.
Yeah, so
Okay.
on this shirt, like you can kind of see, and this is the
Yeah.
Strawberry Hill shirt that I just did, but he's the little
that's
guy right
cool.
there on the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's just a little tagger guy right there, and he's just doing his thing. But
tagger.
this print that you're holding is actually the back of this shirt.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a little ode to Strawberry Hill that I got to do a little collab with Made Mob, and they did different neighborhood shirts, and I was able to do the Strawberry Hill shirt.
That's a
Oh,
T-shirt.
that
Yeah.
reminds me
Looks
of the
like
Argentine one.
denim, like
Yeah, they have like a really like heavy set type of shirt with like a little acid wash.
Okay, yeah. So we did hit up Made Mob their
Right.
their spot. Yeah. I don't what weekend we went. I met up with the FK.
Yeah.
Menace. Yeah, I know him. That's your boy right
Yeah,
there, right?
oh yeah, for sure.
So you met him
In art
at
school.
school.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how we've known each other. We've known each other for years now. Like what, 10, 12 years. And he always tells the story that like I was literally one of the first people he met from him arriving to Kansas City in like the first 8 hours.
Okay.
And ever since then we've been homies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we met there, and he at the time he was painting and doing his own thing. He was a freshman, and then I remember him telling me he just called me out of nowhere because we were close, and I remember he would DJ sometimes at some of the parties we would have, and he just called me one time and he was just like, "Hey, dude, like I'm just like not really vibing with the school, like it's money, I'm not really finding my passion, like it's kind of like this and that," and I was like, "Dude, well if you're having doubts, like then I would say just don't do it. Like if it's something that you genuinely don't feel passionate about, like don't do it." And I've always been big on like following your passion and your career and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, if you're already feel like you're struggling, like there's no reason to get more into debt or like all that kind of stuff. Like find other stuff and like maybe hustle, do some part-time work, do this, do that, find other ways to like make your passion be your career type thing. And his passion at the time, like he really loved music. I could tell it was amazing. So he kind of like full force went into all that stuff, and now he's killing it.
Yeah.
He's doing amazing. So I'm glad I was able to kind of like meet him during that early time, and like or both of us our early time within our own brands and our work, and being able to see both of our trajectories and like kind of like see everything we've been able to do. And we still collaborate. We work together. I literally just saw him yesterday. He came to the shop, and it's so cool being able to just see my creative like partners that I grew up with, like doing amazing stuff around the town.
So tell me a little bit about when you go to the Art Institute.
Yeah.
Do you have to know what your path is, whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, whether it's I don't
not
know.
necessarily. I mean,
You kind of
it's
touch everything as a
in
student.
a way, and it's kind of it's very interesting. It's a very humbling experience. I will say that to start. So freshman year, when you go, it's called Foundations. So you go in and you get humbled very quickly because you are now not the best artist in school. You are going up against all the best artists from different schools.
Right.
And so it's like a big battleground in a sense, and you're just like, holy shit, like this person draws like portraits amazing, this person does sculptures or pottery, this person, and like it's all different mediums. So they know that, and so they basically like put you in like a class with like a certain teacher, and you're there for a whole semester. During that whole semester, they kind of like break you down and then rebuild you back up. So it was crazy. I always tell the story about this project because literally like the first couple of weeks, we brought like big drawing pads, and then we were sitting, they're called drawing horses, where you like sit in it and it has like a thing.
Yes.
So there, and we were like, oh cool, we're gonna do like figure drawing. Like, yeah, sweet. No. They then made us go find cardboard and then build a perfect box. And until everyone's box was perfect, no matter the size, it just had to be perfect. Like no slanted edges, no this, no that. And we had to build it and create it and like tape it. Once all those were perfect, then we got to set them in the middle, and then we got to just sit around and all draw boxes until everyone got the perspective, the angles, the composition of the boxes correct without using rulers, just your hand, just moving, boom, 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 straight lines. Until we all got them right, and the teacher would go around and be like, this one's right, this is right, this is wrong, everyone, again, again. And we would just have to draw that, and they would just break us down. No matter if you could draw a portrait from memory of your grandma, it didn't matter. You don't know how to draw a box or make a single line or shadow or composition or this. So they taught us all the fundamentals of what art should be and how we're supposed to talk about it, how we're supposed to express it, how we're supposed to like genuinely understand what we're drawing, how we're drawing it, and why. It was a lot of that. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of people did not expect that, and they hated it. They were just
Yes.
like, "I didn't come here to draw boxes.
I didn't
like,
sign up for this shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, you know. But like, it really humbles you because this simple exercise just exposes so many of your weaknesses
Yeah.
that you're just like, oh shit, like I really do need like help. You know, it's kind of like a foundation of a house. If that's shitty, like it might look nice, but like you know, that's the important part. So it was kind of interesting going through that. And then then second semester, they put you into different classes. So then all the teachers get together and they kind of review you. And they're like, okay, you get to pick from these list of classes. You get to pick 2 of them and we pick 1. So I picked like figure drawing, and then I picked, I forget what the other one was, but it was something really fun. And then they put me into color theory. And I was like, color theory? I was like, I really want to take calligraphy. Like I love lettering. I want to learn more about lettering.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. You're going to do this one, and color theory. And I was like, okay. So they put me in color theory. And that's when I learned that I was colorblind.
Oh.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, you need help with your color. And I was like, I'm fine. It's red. It's this, is that. They're like, no. So they would give me exercises, and I would always like kind of mess them up occasionally. And then I found out that I'm colorblind, but it's like a tonal thing. When things are too close tonally, like it messes me up. So like a black with like a dark maroon, or like a white with like a light pink, like those sort of things that are too close. If the wrong lighting is in it, or if I just see them, it messes with my eyes, and I can't. They blur, they blend. And so they were like, yeah, you need help with that. So they'll force you to like get out of your comfort zone and teach you the things that they see that you're missing, that you maybe have never. I never knew I was colorblind until that day.
Really?
It was kind of crazy. And even now when I tell people, they're like, you do color work. I'm like, yeah.
I know, yeah.
Like I see the color, like I see it, but like it's very much like thought out and methodical when I do it.
And it's very bold. You can
Yes.
see. There's nothing that
Yes,
blends.
no.
It's everything.
And I'm not a blending artist like a traditional. If you think of like a Renaissance oil painter that can just beautifully brush strokes, I don't know how to do any of that.
Okay.
I'm very much like, I'll sketch, fill this in, paint by colors type stuff, and then I'll do my line work. So that's my method to my madness. But it's just kind of blows my mind sometimes when people are like, how do you see this? Don't you just see black and gray? I was like, no, I'm not a dog. Like I can see colors, guys. I see it. Like I'm sure. So that kind of like blew my mind. But I loved my art school experience so much.
Was it a 4-year program?
Yeah.
Or is that what it is?
Yeah, I went literally straight after high school. I went straight into it. I got accepted, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And then that was my thing. I was like, if I get accepted into art school, I never even thought about going to art school. First of all, my high school teachers were the ones who kind of pushed me, and they were like, hey, like we're gonna keep you after school. We're going to give you different projects. We want you to build your portfolio so you can apply. And I was like, why would I apply to go to art school? Like, I've never even thought of that. I was like, I'm going to be a soccer player. And then I was like, I don't like running. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. But then they pushed me. And then I was like, if I get into art school, I'm going to really go full force into this. And because it's something I've always loved. And so I was like, oh, I got in. So now this is what I got to do. And it's not a cheap school.
Right.
So I had to get like funds. I had to get grants. I had to apply. I had to get private loans, like all this stuff. But it was worth it for me.
Yeah. It's interesting you said that, because our daughter also is an artist, and she took a art class at JCC thinking, oh, I'm going to do a drawing class is what I like to do. And same thing where she was like, why is she making us do this? And like it was, she just did not enjoy it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But I can see that they're trying to get you to out of your comfort zone and trying something new. But
was this available to us back in 89, 90, 91?
Art school?
Yeah,
I
the Art
believe
Institute.
So.
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
been there
so.
for a while. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The Nelson? Isn't that what?
Yeah, it's
through the
right in
Nelson?
between. Yeah. So it's Nelson and the Kemper, and the campus is right in the middle.
How come nobody told me about it? I would have did it.
Never too late.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had some people in there that were like in the 50s, 60s, like still going to art school.
You're
How old do you think I am?
No, I'm just saying that's who they were.
I'm 54. I'm 54.
Anybody can go back.
Yeah. So one of the murals that you did, the one up.
Oh yeah, on the west side.
Yeah, on the west side. I don't know, Sandy. Have you seen this?
I don't know.
Really, really neat. Is it still up?
Yeah, it's still there. So it's supposed to ride for a while, honestly. I literally just did it a couple weeks ago. I finished.
Okay. Was that the 2-week project that you had?
Yeah, it was just a week. Actually.
Oh, a week. Okay.
Yeah. But that one has been in the works since like early September, I believe, is when we started like talking about it, trying to figure out the logistics, the wall, and all that kind of stuff. And I got approached by Palacana and the Royals.
Okay.
So they're the ones who commissioned that specific wall.
Oh, okay.
And since they work together because they're at the stadium,
That stadium, yeah.
they wanted to kind of showcase and like do a little community collaborative project together, and they kind of just hit me up, and it was kind of cool that we were able to just meet, talk details, figure out the wall situation, and just try to set a date. So once we got all those details taken care of, the contract, and like figured out everything, then I just kind of started. Like it just kind of happened on a whim, but I got very lucky because by the time all that kind of happened, I got like a random weekend where it was super nice. And I was supposed to start on that Monday, and then that Friday it was like super super nice out. Like I was in a t-shirt, like it was nice, and I was like, I have to take advantage of this weekend. Like I have to just start now because I don't know next weekend it's gonna rain and all this stuff. So I literally just like on a whim that Friday went out, got all my materials, got all my paint, got my spray gun, got everything, and then I ordered my lift because it's a big wall. I have to order a lift in. So that day I just got there and I just started priming it. The lift got there that night. The next day I primed the rest of it, and then I just kept going. So it was a full like week of me being out there, just working on it every single day back to back. I would get there at like 8 a.m. and then wouldn't leave until like 8 or 9. And the cool thing is that like they had really good lighting right there at the time. So like all the street lights come on, and I was like, I was able to see. But there's certain times of the day where like the sun would hit the wall, and all my colors blended. So when I paint a mural, I have to go and study the wall, and I'll map out the sun so I can know when I'm going to work on what part, because I work better in the shade than I do when the sun is blaring on it, because the colors blend in my eyes because of my color blindness.
Yeah.
So I have to map out the wall on different times of the day so that I can see what I'm doing and I can make sure that it's the right thing. So like if it's the sun's blaring on this side, I'll paint on this side of the wall because that's a double-sided wall. It kind of curves.
Yeah.
So I would move around the wall, but I was still active. I was still like painting, no matter what time of the day it was. And if it was so bad, I would take my lunch break and I'd just be like, I'll be back later.
Well, shit, you knew exactly what time it was too yourself. It's
Yep.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was just like my dad. I'm like measuring the sun and shit. Like it's just. Yeah, but that was a really fun project, man. I haven't painted a huge commission like that in some months now. And a lot of it is due because like I'm very much concentrating on the tattoo stuff right now. But it was really cool being able to get back into that mode. I when I was in New York and Denver, I painted for a bunch of mural festivals, and it was like a week long where people would come around and just see you paint.
Wow,
and I would be surrounded by so many amazing artists and being able to see their techniques and their styles and everything, and just be involved in the art community like that. Like I definitely miss it for sure.
Okay, so tell me about New York. What took you to New York? What
Oh yeah. So right after art school, I graduated 2013.
Okay.
And then I immediately got hired, like right before I graduated. So I got hired and I worked with this amazing company called Mad Toy Design. And they did illustration, design. They had a graffiti style. They did apparel. They did everything that I wanted to get involved with.
Okay.
And they were great. So I worked with them for some months, and then
in New York.
No, here.
Oh, it was
Kansas
here.
City. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got hired here. So I was like,
okay.
I made it. I was like, this is what I went to art school for. Like I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I was getting paid well and everything, and I was like, this is amazing. So I worked with them for some months, like 6-7 months or so, and then out of nowhere, they had a client kind of like on retainer, and they just couldn't afford them anymore. So unfortunately, like it was a small team of 3, and they just couldn't afford to have me on anymore. And it was nothing that I did. I was doing great, and it just happened. And so from me being all the way up here, it kind of just shot me straight down, and it just really made me open my eyes and be like, this can happen if I work for anybody. It doesn't matter how good the job is, the benefits of this or that. Like I can pour my heart and soul into it, and it's not my fault. It can just happen. Like layoffs happen all the time. So we ended on very good terms. He gave me amazing advice, and he's the one who kind of pushed for me to kind of like get more into the cartoony sort of 50s style stuff. And so I'm huge shout out to him for helping me with that. But then I was just like, I want to just do this for myself. I want to like invest in myself and my brand. And at that time in 2012, when I started my brand in school, I was already like, I made my logo, my website, my business cards, and I was out and about in community, especially during First Fridays, because it was huge during that time. And it was actually about the arts during that time. So I would go out First Fridays, I would live paint, I would do pop-ups, I would be working with different galleries, I would just gallery hop and like just introduce myself and just be part of the scene. And so I thought, I was like, I am already doing this stuff and making money on the side. I was designing logos or branding or like for different clients and stuff. And I'm just making money creatively somehow, any way that I could. So it was really cool being able to do all that. But I was like, I need to just experience the world and like go out and just see. Like I'm young, I don't have a kid. Like I want to just see what's up. And so at that time, the girlfriend that I had lived in New York. We went to art school together. She moved out to New York because she was doing fashion. I went out there to visit her, and then I just loved it. I got like immediately immersed by it. I don't know if you guys have ever been to New York.
Yes.
Yeah. So I always say, like, once I land, it's one of those cities that just has like a different heartbeat to it, and it just moves at a crazier, faster like pace. I remember getting off
Dink,
the plane.
real quick. That's where we met Tony Danza.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. Yes, correct. So I remember getting off the plane and like walking, and I'm like waiting for a taxi, and people are yelling at me because I'm walking slow, and I'm like, I'm just walking. Like what? Like it's kind of
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally. I'm like, damn,
me.
people have places to go. Like they don't mess around here, you know. So I loved it, I guess. So then I came back after that weekend. I told my family, like, I'm out. Like I'm gonna go. And I went and I stayed for 3.5 years.
But you went without a job or anything. You
Yeah,
just went.
I just went, and I immediately
Kinda
started
did what
working.
Marty did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and a lot of that, like a lot of me, like with my career, I just kind of like one of the quotes my art teachers told me. He's like, sometimes we just need to jump and build our wings on the way down. And I've always kind of taken that to heart. I'm like, there's all these opportunities and like little things that get presented in our life. And sometimes we sit back and we're like, oh, what are the pros and cons? What's this? What's that? And then that moment passes us by. I've always been that type of person where like
Tell
I
me
just
that's
jump.
tatted on you somewhere.
No, not that one.
Okay.
Yeah. One day maybe.
Yeah.
But it's just always been kind of like that. And so I got there and I just immediately started looking for part-time jobs here and there. Couldn't really find much. And then I landed a job with this other artist out there, and I was his personal assistant. But he was a graffiti artist and muralist, and he did clothing, like graffiti stuff, all the same kind of stuff. And he was a huge name out in New York. So I worked with him for some months, and then after I stopped working with him, I started doing my own thing again. Like I would work with him, but I would still focus on my work. So my very first show that I actually got in New York was actually in Grand Central Terminal, like the huge terminal.
Yeah.
I had one of my first art shows there because I got to meet the people there from working with this artist. So it was like I just used his connections to build my own connections and network and grow and community and everything.
So when you say art show, you had several pieces that you already had completed.
So I made them all in New York. I like made new pieces and then just showcased them there. And then I had a really good relationship with that shop there, and they were always asking me for new stuff because there was. Yeah, the amount of people that go through that terminal is insane. So people would see my work, tag me, share it, all that stuff. And so the amount of people that saw my work in New York and would share it just like expanded my brand like crazy. Going from here to there with the amount of people that would see my work was just insane. So for me, it was the correct move for sure.
Yeah.
And it definitely helped expand my brand, my horizon, my community, my network, everything. Like it was beautiful. It was amazing. I loved my time out there.
I mean, that makes sense because you expanded it in there, and now you can move anywhere you want because now it's already out.
It's out. Yes. Yeah.
So now you can come back home and still have your brand because it's already out there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's all over the States. And I have my online store and everything. So I ship all over the United States. And I'm able to do anything. I can travel. I can do Mural Fest. I can do this. I can do that. And like I'm still very active within other states as well. So it feels nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, so from New York, you went to Denver.
Yeah. So New York, I was there in 2017, went to Denver. And then I was out there for some time because I also wanted to be closer to home. And Denver kind of feels more like KC, but it was just bigger, you know, it still had a lot. And that time that I moved there, it was right after the cannabis boom, right when it was like legalized. Man, there was money all over the city. So people were throwing art programs, grants, everything all over the city.
Because everything looks cool when you're high.
Exactly, exactly, man. It was so much fun. It was so much fun.
They saw Dink running around and
for
jumping
sure. Everywhere. So it was super cool being out there too, man, and like meeting that whole art scene. The community out there was amazing during that time, and that's when I really expanded into like mural festivals. They had like a bunch of mural festivals out there, and I got to be part of them. So being out there painting for a week and meeting all the different artists and everything, like it just expanded my mural game like infinitely. Like it was great. Yeah,
that's cool. No, that's a good experience for you.
Yeah, I thought so too.
To do that,
yeah. I feel like I would have been a whole different artist if I would have just stayed here. Like it would have been a whole different genre. I wouldn't have accomplished all the things that I did in New York or in Denver. Like it would have been way different. You know. Yeah. For sure.
So where do you have to move to expand your tattoo?
Well, that is the next question.
Right back to New York.
Yeah, I mean, I do have 3 shops in New York. While I was in New York, I did work at a tattoo shop. I was running front desk. I was doing like part-time stuff with them. So I learned to like set up and break down. But also even prior to that, when I was in art school, I worked at a few shops here where I would go and like help them out for their events, like Friday the 13th stuff and like different things like that. So my entire career, I was always in shops. I just never had the proper time to like do an apprenticeship and do it the right way. I always wanted to do things the right way, and like I think art school really pushed for me to like do those things in the correct steps.
Yeah, I can see
But
that.
I never like really had the time, and I wanted to accomplish other things within my career and my brand first before taking this sort of thing on. And it just literally, timing is everything. And I just think that like I was meant to meet up with Tyler again after I had that pop up. He opened that second shop. He had a room. It was the opportunity. I had just moved back. I had time, and it just clicked, and it happened. And I literally hit him up one morning. I was like, hey dude, like I want to link up like for real this time and like talk more about the industry. Tell me like for real, like, do you think I can like potentially get into this?
You were talking to Ted?
Yeah. To Tyler.
So he was your person that you had your apprenticeship
Yeah,
through?
so he's my mentor. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's been a long-term friend even prior to that. So I literally just texted him that morning at like 8, and he's like, yeah, let's chat. Like, let's go to Mildred's, and I'll be there at 9. And I just got up, told my wife, like, I'm gonna go eat real quick. I'm gonna go meet up with Tyler. She's like, okay, random, but sure, go. I went, talked to him for a couple hours, and then I got an apprenticeship like afterwards. And he's like, come to the shop, and we'll just start teaching you stuff. And I would go and just started learning the shop life, started doing like some of the chores, started watching him more than anything. And then him just teaching me all the different needles, the machines, the cartridges, of this, of that, the ins and out of the whole like industry kind of. And I just was a student again. And it felt really nice to kind of like go back into that field and just be open and humble enough to like learn this craft. It's a beautiful craft. I love it.
Okay. So before we get into the more deeper into the tattooing, is there anything you'd like to share, that stuff that you brought, or? I mean,
yeah, we can definitely look at some of that stuff. Yeah, sure. Can I move this microphone? Yeah. So I just brought like a few of like my merch items. So these are some of the things, just like very, very brief, but like, when I first started doing my artwork, I was always doing like canvas work and like some like mural work here and there. But one of my early art mentors, his name is Syke, and he does murals all around town. He's an amazing artist. But I kind of like learned a lot from him, and he was doing merchandise at the time when I was working with him. And he always kind of taught me like have things available all the time. Like not a lot of people can like buy like a huge canvas or commission something crazy, but they can take home like a little dollar sticker. And you never know where that stuff's gonna kind of end up, you know what I mean? So I was able to kind of like start taking some of my illustrations and putting them into like products like prints, stickers, t-shirts, anything and everything that I could make and I learned how to make, I would just do it. And then I started offering products. So like these are just little like prints, and I brought a lot of this stuff for you guys, but there's 3 different prints in here, and they're all just like digital stuff of like, this one is of the Strawberry Hill shirt that I made. So like from the shirts, I'm able to then expand into stickers, prints, this, that, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is like a little Chiefs character cup that I just made. It's just like a random thing. So I learned how to make all of this because I was like, I want my brand to be as accessible as possible on anything and everything that I can possibly make. These are little tiny like baseball card series that I made for Royals, but it's Los Royals. So it's my little Dink character as a baseball card, and there's actual like authentic like vintage baseball cards in here that I stick them on top of, so they still have the stats and everything. It's kind of like a cool little like little tiny like art projects that I do, and I just did like a limited run of like 20 of these, and I like hand sign them, hand package, I do everything. And so it's kind of like a little side project like that I just kind of like to get into. This is like a little like laser cut logo of mine. It's like my little skull character, but it's like acrylic, and it's 2 layers, and I laser cut it, and then I'm able to stick it on here. So this is one that I got done in Denver a long time ago, but now I have an engraver, and I'm able to do my own type of stuff too.
Engraver, or is it a 3D printer?
So I have both, but this one is a laser engraver. That's the laser engraver. So it actually just engraves, and then I take the pieces and I stack them and everything. And then this is the shirt that I showed you guys earlier that I made mom. This one is just like a Dia de Muertos shirt. It's like a papel picado shirt. It's kind of just like I release one every year for Dia de Muertos, because I always, Dia de Muertos is always my busiest season. Like I'm just booked out that whole month.
Yeah. You mentioned digital.
Yes.
When did you go digital?
Oh,
and what forced you to go digital?
Art school.
Did they?
Surprisingly enough, a lot of people kind of get thrown off by that, and they're like, "You went to art school and got good at digital stuff?" I'm like, "Yes," but I was very hands-on my whole career.
Yeah.
But in art school, so I majored in illustration. So sophomore year is when you pick your actual department.
Okay. Yeah.
So to answer your earlier question, so you can go into painting, sculpture, whatever the things are. And we got very lucky because they had taken illustration out as a major some years ago. And that sophomore year, they decided to bring it back. And so it was a brand new program. Nobody really knew what to expect. All I knew is that I love to illustrate, and this is illustration. So that made sense to me. Like, I liked to paint. I liked clothing, but I wasn't going to go into fibers. Like, it wasn't that deep into it. And illustration itself just kind of like intrigued me because I was like, it's the basis of my work, and I want to expand and see what illustration can really like develop as a career and see. So I chose illustration, and we were the first like founding class when illustration came back. So that was 2010. And so we just kind of like, again, I think that's where it comes from too. We just literally jumped off and built our wings on the way down because at first we didn't even have a stable building. They kind of put us on an off-campus building that was just whatever. And then we would just have like amazing professors that were working professionals at the time, like working in the field. And so a lot of them came in that did like comic books, that did like posters, that did like stuff for magazines, stuff for newspapers, stuff for like digital platforms. And they just showed us the range of things that they could do with their illustrations and all the different like things that they could live in. So it was super cool being able to see real life examples. And then they taught us like they would have a project for their client, and they would give us that project to us as a project, and we would do it.
Oh, okay.
So we would get real hands-on experience of like what to expect in this real life, and everything. So that was super cool.
Does digital take away your creativity?
No. Honestly, it's just like another tool,
Just another tool.
To enhance and like to use to kind of do my thing. But I say nowadays, like a lot of people kind of lose their handcraft because digital is so huge right now,
Yeah.
And so we see that a lot. And I'm kind of seeing that a lot right now with the tattoo world because almost like once a month, like somebody walks into the shop asking for an apprenticeship type thing. They come in and they just show us like digital things. And we're like, hey, where's your sketchbook? And they're like, oh, I don't have a sketchbook. And it's like, okay, well, we want to see that you can actually do what you say you can do over here because digital platforms can correct a lot of your stuff, especially with AI now. Like, it's just insane, So I saw that digital platforms in and of itself helped me take my illustrations from pen and paper onto a digital platform that I can then take that and put that onto merchandise, onto billboards, onto products, onto whatever it ended up being. So I wanted to learn that stuff so that I can go out into the world and be able to know this craft because it was coming up so much within our workforce that we kind of needed to know it. But I also learned a lot when I had an internship at Boulevard Brewing Company. While I was in art school, I got an internship there, and it only happened because I bugged them enough, and they created a program for me. And it was really cool, and I got to be on their marketing and design team, and I was in their cubicles in their office. I got to be part of their team, and I was designing stuff for all the different bars that they had that carry their beer. I would be like, hey, Tuesday specials, this and that, and I would just design that, and I would be out in public, and I would see my designs at those bars.
Cool.
And I'm like, that's so cool, but like I learned how to use Illustrator, Procreate, all this other stuff like through those types of platforms because it just made sense, and I didn't want to get stuck just like hand drawing and like not evolve.
Right.
You kind of have to grow with the times, and that's why I say it's an extension, it's a tool, but it's not the only thing I know how to do because anything that I can do digitally, I can recreate like on a canvas. Like I pride myself on that where I can. I still have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Because not everybody can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? So speaking of the digital world, so where I work, I became an engraver.
Cool.
So I would engrave into metal.
Yeah.
By hand, carve, sit there and make molds.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Cool.
And as soon as the technology came up, now we have CNC machines doing this. But we have some engravers that continue to engrave on the computer.
Yeah.
And then it's a program,
Right.
and then they put it on the machine. And
Yeah.
so I want to show you. This is what I did. That's just a little piece.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I don't know if you've ever
Nice.
seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's an engraving. It's
That's
the emboss
awesome.
industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Which
so
Yeah.
cool.
I can't even
And to this
wrap
day,
my brain around.
people
Yeah.
still come through our shop, and
You did this one by hand?
and that's by hand.
That's amazing, man.
Thank you.
Because you have to know the depth. You have to know what's going to pop out and
Yeah.
what's going to be.
And so
It's a lot of planning, yeah.
Yeah, and so this is what what it looks like.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so then that's what back then. What we used to do a lot of trading cards. So like
awesome.
like for your cards that
Yeah.
we would be able to emboss,
Yeah.
pop it up, right? So they would put that card between the plaque
Yeah.
and we call it a counter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they would press, and then they would
That's cool.
pop up the image
That's
on
awesome,
the cards.
man. Oh,
Yeah,
I love
so
that. That's cool.
That's
Do you still do this stuff?
No, see nowadays now I'm in the R&D
Yeah.
doing something totally different.
But could
this
you?
is the
Yeah,
I
like,
could do that.
you-
Yeah,
yeah.
I could still do
Yeah,
it.
that's
I know I
awesome.
can. Yeah,
You
and
should do some like limited runs of like just your own stuff.
yeah, I did one. I did one of, and Chris, I don't even know if it's back there, but I did one of Jim Caviezel. He played Jesus,
Uh-huh.
and I did one of him.
Yeah.
And
Was it like a portrait, like a picture?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I took I had a picture of him.
Oh, cool.
And then I did one of these, and then I had proofs made.
Yeah.
And I mean, people that I showed were like, "Wow, this is it really
Yeah.
looks just like."
That's
I
awesome.
Before you leave, I'd have to see if I
Yeah,
have one.
no, please.
I'll even give one to you. But I had many made. But
That's so cool.
yeah,
man.
and I honestly I miss doing that.
Yeah.
I miss doing that because I could sit there and man, I would put in 12.
What would you use?
15
just like
hours.
chiseling? Like you were just like.
Wait,
hit?
wait,
Yeah.
how old do you think now? You got me a chisel and a hammer. No, it was just like a Dremel. It was a
Oh,
grinding
okay,
tool,
okay.
and it would sit there and it just and it
Because I just thought of that because I love how they make traditional like papel picado.
Yeah.
It was like a chisel and a hammer, and you just like dun, 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 like
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it. So
yeah.
I thought like, oh yeah, cool. Like you could potentially do that, but I'm sure that would take a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you tattoo?
I mean, you could,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I missed that. And if somebody was to say, "Hey, can you engrave something for me?"
Yeah.
I'd knock it out.
That's
you know.
awesome.
It's
Nice.
something that I truly miss doing. But
You should get back
Again,
into it.
again, I mean, but I can, but
It's like they are not needed much anymore.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
skill
Right.
yeah,
because of the
yeah.
machines.
Yeah, because the machines have.
So he's had to evolve and do
Right.
different things in the company in order to,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to tear.
Yeah. No, that's very true. But some people like the hand done stuff. It is
Yes.
coming back, and it's because it's such a digital world. Like people do
Yeah.
love that handcraft, and especially if you document it and everything. You're like,
That-
hey, like watch me like do this stuff and do like a time lapse of it. Like
Yeah.
people would love
You know,
that.
at one time, I applied to do this kind of work at Hallmark,
Oh yeah.
and they saw my work,
Mm.
and I was overqualified.
Oh man, I hate when that happens.
When you hear that you're
That-
overqualified,
yes.
you did it. Yeah,
Yes.
and I was like, okay, well then, I guess I'm not gonna work.
Yeah.
But yet Hallmark would send us work
Yeah.
because
Oh cool.
They
you
were
know,
over-
and a lot of engravers that worked at Hallmark came to Universal
Yeah.
Engraving.
That's so cool.
They were all leaving there and doing here, and we just took over the industry,
That's awesome.
and we're still doing it.
That's badass.
But-
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
35 years.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I started in '89 and
Yeah.
still there. But like I said, I'm still doing. I'm in the R&D, and I love
Yeah.
what I do now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you. But you know what? The tattooing.
Mhm.
When was it that you said, "Man, I want to be a tattoo artist"? I know you talked to
To
Who-
Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah.
yeah, and
But you said you've always been in and
Yeah.
out working.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always
just
had an
never had the
interest in it.
time.
Yeah, it's always been an interest of mine, and I have a lot of tattoos, and so I got my very first one at like 17, and I literally got it like on my waistline so I can like hide it from my mom, you know. And that was the first time. After that, I was like, this is amazing. Like I love it. Like it sucked, it hurt, but I was like, but that's it. Like after you're done, is like you're done, and then you have art forever. And I'm like. It was such a cool concept for me, and then when I was getting tattooed back in the day, like it was still the OG machines, like they would like build their machines and like everything, and like it's the ones that were rattled, sound like jackhammers, and it would really fucking hurt, you know. But those were the OG machines because they were tuned perfectly. They would just go in like they would just sink the skin, like the ink in very very well. So I kind of grew up seeing that era of it, so I got to still appreciate that instead of like. Now that I started, I'm seeing like now they're using like the pen tools, the pen machines, what's what they call them. They look like literal like pens, like markers, and they have like cartridges with the needles in them instead of you making and building your whole machine. So a lot of people still use those old school machines, and they love sticking to that craft, and that's amazing to see. But now with the new technology, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say necessarily like easier, but like more accessible in a way. And so I feel like this era of it is kind of like I'm glad I kind of stepped into it at this time, just because like I was able to learn, I think, a little bit quicker as well. But like I said, like I've always been interested in it, and it just so happened that like again the timing, I had time, he had time, there was a new shop, there was space, and I just started going in, and I was super excited. I felt like I really wanted to take tattooing and like start illustrating some of the things that I've always loved to illustrate. Because the other thing that I grew up drawing when I was little, outside of the cartoons, like I would always do mimic like Chicano art that I saw in Lowrider magazine. Those old school, beautiful hand drawing, pencil drawings. Like, oh man, I love those, you know. But when I started my brand, I was very heavy into like street art, like paint markers, spray paint, all that kind of stuff. The pencil stuff kind of just faded away. It was just more so like my sketch, and then I would refine it. So I never really got to illustrate other things that didn't really have to do with my Dink character or that overall brand or style or look. Outside of doing that kind of stuff for like other clients when they would ask for logos or like different clothing. And I've done that for tons of clients in Kansas City and around the States that you would see it and you wouldn't even know that I did it. But I just know how to illustrate like that, that I'm able to help you guys with your brand, with your restaurant, with this, with that. I just do that because it brings in income. It's a way for me to help my community. And I just love drawing, so I'll just do it. So tattooing, I felt, could kind of fill that void and like help me just illustrate these beautiful things that I love to illustrate that don't fit within my Dink brand. And it did exactly that. Like once I started to learn and I started to like, I got my machine, I learned about the cartridges, the ink, the this, the that, and I started tattooing on fake skin. So they're like little, just like fake, like they look like rubber skins. Basically. Oh yeah. So a hand too. Yeah. So all that kind of stuff, we just had them, and I just started going in and I just started learning and doing it. It just kind of like opened my eyes to like the possibility of like, this is it. This is what I've been missing my entire life, my entire career. This is that void, and it's going to be filled by illustrating just in a new medium.
Okay.
And it's been working since. Like
That's
I've been
cool.
able to illustrate all these beautiful things that I never could have done within my brand. But now they're on people, and now it's things that they love, and like it's pretty cool to see.
So then your apprenticeship took how long?
So typically they can last anywhere from like a year, 2 years. It really just depends on like how much you come into the shop, how much you kind of like put in and like work towards it, how much you like put into learning the craft, because it takes a while to like really, really get it. And I'm still learning, like it's still, you know, part of it. But also, you have to like submit to the state. You have to have an actual mentor with a licensed shop. Like there's steps that you legally have to take to like do it correctly. But I was able to do mine in 6 months. Oh. And also it's because of my art background. My entire career has helped me with my tattooing because I know how to draw. I know how to design. I know how to talk to clients. I know how to market myself. All of those things are things that people, when they jump into the tattoo industry, maybe don't consider. They're just amazing illustrators, but you need all these 4 other things in order to be successful, to get clients, to know how to speak to clients. You're in there. It's a one-on-one session, and I'm hurting you. You know, a lot of people forget about that part. Like, it's a weird thing, and sometimes it's therapeutic for people. Sometimes they're going through things. Sometimes they lost somebody, and it can be a very emotional experience. And you gotta know how to like talk to them and comfort them and make sure that they're good, because you're not just creating art that's gonna be on them forever. You have to do it perfectly, and it has to be something that like they are gonna be happy living with forever. So there's a lot of different things, but like Tyler, my mentor, was like, dude, I'm literally just gonna teach you how to tattoo because you've worked in other shops, you know all the sanitation stuff, you know how the shops work. I'm just going to teach you how to tattoo because you have everything else under your belt. Let's just get you on there. And it kind of moved me a little bit faster than most, but I was in there almost every day. Like outside of being in my own studio and doing my own stuff, I would always come over and do that. And in the times that I couldn't go, I would take my fake skin home and just be working and just practice and practice. So I always tell myself, like, anything and everything that I've put my mind to, like, I always do it 110%. Okay. And I always say that because like the 100% gets you noticed, but the 10% makes you unforgettable.
There you go.
So anything and everything, I always tell people, like, just do it and do it and do it and do it. And you always reach a point where you just like hate doing it, or you're like, especially when I'm doing a painting, I'm like, I just hate where it's at right now. You just have to get over that hump, and then that's your learning experience, and then you're able to just move forward and create something brand new. And so that's always what I've done with anything and everything that I've dedicated my life to.
Where's our daughter?
We were hoping she was going to be here.
Yeah.
But we'll have to make her sit down and listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She needs to.
For sure.
Yeah. So then you've had your official license for how long now?
I just hit my year in November.
Oh, okay.
Of actually being
Congrats, that's awesome.
thank you, fully licensed and everything. And it's been a journey. It's been absolutely amazing, way more than I could ever ask for. And like, to me, it's just still the beginning. Like it's still the very, very beginning. And I've been very lucky, like, to have an amazing mentor, to be in an amazing shop surrounded by other creatives as well, and for them being so open with me not only tattooing out of there but also bringing in my craft and my artistry, because I moved my whole studio into that tattoo shop.
Okay.
After I shut down my Strawberry Hill one, and I was already doing my apprenticeship, my lease ended over there, and then Tyler was like, hey, like, we have space here, let's rearrange and bring your studio here so that you can be here more full time and learn quicker. Okay. So that's shout out to him, because he's an artist as well. He paints, he does murals, all this stuff. So he understood my background, and he was like, I want you to fully be immersed in here and be comfortable and do your thing so that you can learn this how you need to learn it.
Oh, okay.
And so it just made sense.
And how many people are in this studio?
So the shop that I first went at is called Tiger Alley X, and that one's in the Columbus Park area. So that one, you walk in, and we had like a whole merch art section that you can go in and like buy local stuff. And then on this side, you had like my clothing station where I would make actual clothing and merchandise in my sort of desk area. And then it would be my station, our intern, Charlie, and then this girl named Christine, and then Tyler, and then we have a new artist in there. His name is Rick as well. So that was the team for some time. And then now that we are closing down Tiger Alley, because we're just not going to re-sign a 3-year lease over there in that area. And it was more of like an experimental shop for Tyler. It was his second shop, and he just wanted to see how it would go. But the neighborhood is a little slow for our liking. And we have the first shop already that he's been there since 2013.
Oh, okay.
And it's great, and it's big, and it fits all of us. So we're going to consolidate to that one, and that one's on West 39th, and it's called Surreal Tattoo. So now we're over there, and over there it's all of us plus like 4 other artists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like a long shop. It's like pretty cool. But
so everybody have their little area, kind of like
you do? Kind of like here. Like, so you would just be like, you're tattooing here, you're tattooing there, and you just kind of walk through the stations. Okay. And I lucked out because, again, me doing all the other things that I do outside of tattooing, he offered me a private back room. It's kind of like the size of this. Okay. So I got in there, I got to remodel it, do everything.
Did your brother do the floor?
Yeah. Yeah, we both went in there, and we're like, hey, dude, let's knock this out. And he showed me his stuff. So it's always fun when I collab with any of my siblings. But he does epoxy, and he has his methods, and he's showing me. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, you can do this, and you can do that. And I'm like, well, what if you do that? And what if you throw this? And so I'm giving him ideas. He's giving me ideas. And then once we finished, we were just looking at it. We're like, damn, this is tight. Like, we could do other cool stuff with it. You know, it's really fun when you, like, collaborate and like share each other's craft and experiences like that. But then also, once it dried, the next day we came in, we had to do like the sealant coat on top of it, the clear coat. But I was like, before you do that, let me try something. And in the corner, I went and I just, over the epoxy, I sprayed it. I just tagged it, and I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And I just started tagging like random bits of it.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if you did that.
Yeah,
okay,
and it just happened. And Vincent was like, oh, that's dope as hell. And then we did the sealant over it, and now it's a fully custom, like, mine in his collab floor, but I like tagged it as well, and I love it. Every time I go in there, it's so much fun.
See how it goes in full circle? I did this. I painted, and Edgar.
Exactly.
Polyurethane, and it was right there. So
always.
So Edgar and I did the same thing you and your brother did.
Yep, exactly, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I love my new space, man. I've been there like now.
I want to check it out. I know you have
please.
You have it, but it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
come by.
So me looking at it in black and white, that's what you see.
Yeah, always.
But is there color to it then?
Yeah.
Or is it in black and white?
No, so the floor itself is like black with like hints of blue and gold and like a little tiny bit of white. But it's like kind of like splattered, like kind of crazy. Okay. It looks like a art universe just like threw up on the floor, but then it gets tagged. Like it's kind of crazy.
Okay. So, that had me thinking, saying, you know what? I know you said you want to take the carpet out of here and put a laminate floor. I know somebody that does floors.
Yeah.
I know somebody that does graffiti, does artwork. Boom, we can put the big Modcast logo right on the floor.
Yeah.
Polyurethane it.
You could.
You know somebody who does ceilings? Because this ceiling needs some work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Vincent can do it. He does a lot. Yeah, he does a lot of contracting work. He would knock everything out.
Yeah.
Does he do outdoor stuff too, or
Yeah,
just indoor?
a little bit of everything.
Does he?
Yeah, yeah. He's like my dad. He's a man of many trades, and they do them all well.
See, and that's just it. That's like him.
Yeah.
How do you pick?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's just like you guys have so much.
That's why I like put my whole services under DINKC Studios as like an umbrella, and I'm like, this is all you can get.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Vincent does the same sort of thing, but he tackles a bunch of things. So he does the pizzas, the construction, the music, the this, the that.
I tried the music too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then my other brother Robert, he has his full-time job, but then on the side, he has his party bus business. So it's called Red Machine Party Bus. So takes people to the games. He does taco tours, private tours, this and that, and he just does that. And I do all the branding and marketing and merch for him.
Okay.
So we all help each other out one way or another, and we're always doing stuff. So they came in, helped me with the studio build out. I helped them with their businesses, their marketing, their this, their that, and we're a big creative family. And now his boys, my nephews, they do video work, photography work. One is an engineer, and they do a bunch of stuff. One of them is like a Lego master builder. My niece is as well. One of them is a designer. The other one does social media amazingly. The other one is the one helping my sister with the farm. She loves animals, and so like everybody just helps everybody within our own family and our community, and we just all like feed off of each other.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
amazing.
Awesome.
Where'd you guys get your creativity from? Mom or dad?
Both.
Both.
Honestly, I think it comes a little bit more from my dad's side, but we get the creativity over there. But my mom is very detail orientated, so we kind of get both of those. And my mom is very business orientated, so we get them from both sides, which you need as an entrepreneur. Like you can't just have one or the other; you need both. And so, huge shout out to my parents. Like they really knew what they were doing with that.
That's awesome.
But it's great that like we were able to grow up in that sort of creative mindset, and they pushed us to do what we really wanted to do, and first and foremost be stable, but also, love what we're doing in a sense. And I always push for that.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I know that you tattooed yourself. What was that like?
Oh man, I've done it 6 times
Oh, no way.
on my legs.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So after
It's
I
the same
finished,
one.
No, it's like
it just keeps
6.
getting better and better.
Yeah. So the first time I did it, actually the first time I did it was in art school. I found a random machine at a party and I just did it. Like it was just there, and I was like, sure. We were having a tattoo party, so they switch all the stuff out and you just do it. And I was like, oh well, that sucked. And it was like this little like thing right here. It's like a little tiny like octopus tentacle on a cloud. Like it makes no sense whatsoever. But that's the first time that I was like, oh cool, like I can do this. But I was like, I'm gonna put that away. Like I don't want to fuck my shit up. So I just left it.
Yeah.
But once I actually like finished my apprenticeship, like before I moved on to like real skin, I wanted to tattoo myself. It's kind of like a little bit of like a old school rite of passage way.
Yeah.
But also it's for me to like learn how to, you have to stretch the skin. So it has to be nice and tight. So you have to stretch the skin with one hand and you tattoo with the other hand, but you're also stretching and pulling with this hand. So it's like a 3-point stretch type thing. So you have to learn how to do that properly so that you can pull the line properly. Because if it's loose, the line will like wobble.
Yeah.
So I had to like feel how that feels now that I know how to do it correctly. And I wanted to like test out the different cartridges and needles to see what each one felt like, because I've only been tattooed by like the traditional machines.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to see if there was a difference. There's no difference. It still fucking hurts. There's no difference. So I wanted to also see that, but I also just wanted to like test my hand, see how steady I was, see if I like the depth, the voltage of the knee, everything. I wanted to just test it out.
Right.
So I did it, and the first one I did right here, and it's a old school like still from one of the old school black and white Mickey like cartoons, and it's Mickey holding a book, and in the cartoon it says how to fly, because he wanted to learn how to fly a plane so he can take Minnie on a date. And so I took that still and I redrew it and I put how to tattoo, and that's my first tattoo.
Okay.
So I had to do it upside down, because it has to, when I'm standing up, you have to be able to see it. So I'm upside down tattooing myself, and it sucked. It still hurts. But then from there, I was like, cool. Like I learned to do that. My mentor saw it. He's like, cool. Like you did this right. Work on this. Work on that. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then from there, like almost every month or so, I'll like give myself another one, and I'm like, cool. Let's see how far I've advanced. Cool. Let's see how far I've advanced. And I just keep practicing like new techniques, new tools. Like I literally just did like I have like a tiger now right here, because we're closing the shop. It's called Tiger Alley X. Yeah. So I was like, this is an ode to my first shop that I worked at. So I literally just did that like 2 weeks ago, and I'm just there just like doing it. And yeah, this one looks a lot better than this one. Each one kind of evolves, you know? So it's kind of like a timestamp of like my evolution throughout my year of doing it. Kind of interesting. but it still sucks every time. Like my wife stares at me. She's like, I don't know why you keep doing. I'm like, I just have to learn. You know.
So go ahead. No, go ahead.
Have you given your wife a tattoo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I've given her like 2 so far. She wants
your
more.
Name.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Full back piece.
There you
go. Yeah, I've given her stuff, some of her family, all my family on my side except for my mom. I've tattooed my dad. I did it for one of his.
I was going to bring that
day.
up. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I saw that.
He loves tattoos. He's so funny
because he shared some stories. With you guys
yeah. It was amazing, like just to like hear him just talk about it. And he just takes it like a champ. He's just sitting there and we're like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, it's nothing." I'm like, "It's old school Mexican toughness."
And I mean, does he drink?
No, not really.
Okay, because what's some people say, oh man, I need to get drunk.
Yeah, some people do.
You know, I want to take shots before.
And it's just a mental thing, but like if you drink right before you come, and let's say that you like take a shot, just like take the edge off, like cool.
Yeah.
But it's actually like, it's not the best because then I never let anybody get drunk like that, like while you're tattooing, because one, like you start moving around, they start getting impatient, like it's just weird. But the worst thing to do is to drink the night before, because it thins your blood, and then you're hungover coming in, and then you bleed more when I'm tattooing you. Oh. So I always tell them, like, hydrate yourself correctly. If you do drink, don't over drink, or if you can, just don't at all. And then a lot of people now come in and they'll smoke and they'll just chill. So that's a lot bigger.
Smoke in your guys' shop?
Yeah. So we'll come in, we'll like smoke in the back or something like outside, and then come in and then just start your session.
Oh, I see.
And be
fine,
take a break. Yeah. We'll take a break.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll come in, just smoke, and then they'll be fine, chill, and like they're just relaxed and they're cool. Like it is what it is. Yeah. So I recommend that a little bit more. To me, it's a little bit more healthier, and you're more chill and relaxed than drinking, because then you're like hyping yourself up, you know. So just tips from tattooing now. Just don't drink before and just be chill. Has
anybody ever said, hey, I need a tat, but can you do it at my place?
I've had some requests, but I just don't. I've tattooed
the
like
light, you would need
everything.
Light, right?
Like I need everything. I need to bring all my sanitation stuff. I need to bring all my things. Like, and it's just kind of annoying to like not have my chair that I like, not have my proper lighting, not have my tattoo table, my
you got to be in your comfort zone.
Yeah, everything just kind of like sits there, and it's like if I tell you like, hey, come do a podcast over here, like just last minute, and you're like, but I have all my stuff here. Like it just feels a lot better.
Like, Dink, I'll do it.
Yeah, I know you will, and I will, and I have done pop-ups. Like it's a thing. You can do pop-ups where like you go to events and you can like pop up and you can just tattoo on the spot, but you have to get licensed, you have to get inspected, you have to do all this stuff for the space to be sanitary. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So if you ever see somebody doing it, like make sure that they got their stuff in order, because if they didn't, maybe it's just under the table, but then just don't say anything, I guess. But it's doable, and there's a lot of companies that do stuff like that, so it's pretty fun. I like doing them. Yeah.
What's the craziest tat you've done on somebody? Anything wild?
Not wild, like subject matter wise or anything, but I'm starting to get into like bigger pieces. Okay. So when you start off, you always do like small. They make you create like a flash sheet that's just small, little, tiny, like just line work stuff. Very, very easy. You know? Just so that you can get the hang of it and learn. But like now I'm getting into like I'm doing full like chest pieces. I just got done with like a full leg sleeve, like from here all the way to ankle, full wrap entire, and that took me a year, almost like the whole time that I've been like licensed.
Because they come back and
so it's like a session thing.
How long is the session for?
Usually like 4 or 5 hours, just depending on what they want to sit. Yeah, and I've done sessions where it's like 8-9 hours, one whole session, and I'm just sitting there just like going through it, and like they're sitting there like taking it like a champ, because
I know what's going through your head.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But it's just amazing, man. Like anything and everything of it is like I can do full sessions, or I can have like a day where I do like 9 small tattoos, you know? Yeah. And I'm still like, yes, I'm still making money, but also I'm just like, man, I'm just like able to practice every time it's something new and create. And I'm creating something that like didn't exist before, you know? It's kind of cool, and it's permanent.
So if you're doing that long session, and you're sitting there and you're getting tired, and you're like, I'm still in the same piece. I don't feel like hold on, what I need coffee. Wait, hold on.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, I'm good. I'm good. Let's go.
Absolutely.
I got another 8 hours.
Right. That's a nice little food break that we take, and we just chill.
I thought that tattooing was just like all freehand.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. Sometimes it is, and there's a lot of artists that still just freehand. They'll just draw directly on you. Yeah. There's still people that practice that.
Because I know with my daughter, she's doing a lot of the
stencil.
Yep. Yeah. So that's a good practice. Like that's actually like very, very like well known in the industry. It's been like that for a long time.
Right.
Okay.
Once the stencils got developed and everything, people started going that route just to save time, but also just to make sure that like once you put it on there, like you're basically tracing that out and you know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Because let's say like you just have like my bare leg and I'm in there and I'm just gonna draw a smiley face. I'm gonna stretch your skin and I'm gonna draw a smiley face, and when I let go of the skin, it's gonna be an oval because you're stretching the skin.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of people when they freehand, they'll draw on you, and then that's their stencil basically, and then they follow that. So there always has to kind of be something there to follow, or else you're gonna have a warped image. So the stenciling kind of just made it easier for us to get from point A to point B and not have to sit there and draw it on you. When I have a very complicated piece, let's save some time, print the stencil, throw it on you, take it off, and then let me follow that line. It's basically, yeah, it's like another tool.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. But now it's heavy in the industry. Like everybody does it.
Okay, because I always just thought it was freehand.
Yeah,
but,
and there are some artists that pride themselves on the freehand technique, and they do that, and it's beautiful, and I love that. Like Tyler does it all the time.
Oh,
like he's able to just real quick, boom. He's a master illustrator. Like even way more than I can draw, and it's totally different styles. But I love just seeing him like do a whole back piece, and he's just there, just with a Sharpie, just sketching it out, doing it. And I'm like, it just amazes me. Like it's so cool to see.
Okay, so you said Sharpie. So if somebody, see that little sticker up there that says Sharpie?
Yeah.
If somebody came in and said, "Hey, I got a Tony Danza autograph on my shoulder. Can you just go ahead and
they
ink
do
that
it.
up?" Yeah, they do that.
They do it all the time.
Really? People come in with autographs.
Anything like that, or like people. I love when people come in and they're like, "Hey, like I have like a note from my grandma." It just says like "I love you," but it's just her hand. So I've scanned that, and then I'll make a stencil of exactly that and put it on you, and I'm following her exact writing. You know, instead of me redrawing or trying to recreate it, no, like I'm literally just copy and paste, boom, on you, and I do it perfectly so it looks like her writing.
So our daughter's first tattoo was on her back shoulder, back right shoulder, and she said, "Mom, Dad, I want you in your handwriting to write, 'I love you.'"
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then Sandy did that, and then it's there. And
so that was just so she can get her first
Yes.
tattoo.
Oh, absolutely.
Mom, will you write? It's your handwriting. Blah
That's
blah
so
blah.
funny.
Yeah. So she got her first tattoo that way. She knew what she was doing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And so now she's doing it. She's doing her thing, and
That's
she
awesome.
really. I know she said she wanted to be here to listen to your stories.
She's at work.
Yeah.
Whatnot. So she gave me this tattoo here.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
If you're familiar with El Paso.
Have you been to El Paso?
Maybe. No, maybe driven by. I think.
Right off I-10.
Yeah.
I-10 goes between Juarez, Mexico, and El Paso.
Yeah.
And right on the mountains, there's a star.
Okay.
The star sits laying down on the mountain.
Okay.
And I use that as my. I always call El Paso my second home because that's where I have family. That's where my mom was born, dad, everything. And I have to see the star. So I said, you know what? Why don't you put this star on my hand?
Yeah.
And these are the mountains.
That's awesome.
These represent mountains.
Nice.
And you can actually see a picture, and it sits that angle.
Just like that. Yeah.
On the mountains.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love
so
it.
that's my ode to El Paso.
That's awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
I love
Thanks.
that.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's super cool. So then she's practicing tattooing right now?
Yeah.
She's doing it?
So she was actually given this hand
cool.
to practice on.
Nice.
She still practices on fake skin, but she's doing real skin, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, so she's using her brothers as canvas.
Yeah.
I had to say, please stop
Yeah.
tattooing your brothers.
That's so funny.
Because he was coming back with another one, and I'm like, stop.
Yeah, just full
Not
back
this one,
sleeve.
another brother.
We're still waiting for Chris. Chris, are you going to get one from your sister?
No.
Okay. Simple.
He's like, Mom, I don't have any either.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see that one there.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, she did that for me,
3D.
and then I told her just freehand my dad's birth date and death date.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 48 and 17.
Yeah. That's
when
awesome.
he passed in 17.
Yeah.
So she's still learning. She's.
But we did tell her. I said, take a digital class.
Yeah.
Because
you have to right now with the tattoo world, like you use your tablet so much.
Yeah, and that's what she says that they use it at the shop, and so I was like, well, then you need to start taking the classes. And
it's just
start figuring it out.
if she doesn't already have it or know, just learn Procreate.
Procreate?
Procreate is a digital platform that you can draw on your tablet, and it's literally the easiest thing that you can use for the tattoo world or illustrating digitally in general. If you don't want to use the industry standard on your laptop or using like an actual like tablet, that's called Illustrator, or even the Photoshop with the Adobe programs, like Procreate is an amazing tool that you can use. And if you start working with that, and there's so many tutorials online that you can just free watch and just learn and just start practicing and doing that. That's a very, very helpful tool, because now like I literally started using my actual like tablet and Procreate when I started my apprenticeship, because prior to that I had my laptop and I had my actual drawing tablet that I would use to do all my projects. But now I use that so much because people walk in, they're like, hey, I just want this and that. I'm like, cool, let me find some references, sketch something up, and I just, boom, it's so easy. Instead of having to like put up my laptop, put this, do that. Like, so I would highly suggest that she starts learning a lot of that stuff. And it just helps with any sort of artwork, really. It's just a great tool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are you a big Cheese fan?
Yeah. We grew up watching, like I said, my parents like helped us like kind of like get involved with the American culture. So that was a big thing. We would always just watch the games, you know, like growing up. So I remember growing up and like we were just terrible. We were like so bad, but we were still like, this is our team. Like we got to be proud, you know, and we stuck with them this whole time, you know, and now moving forward, like in these past couple years and like just the come up that they've had and the beautiful career that they've been able to form.
All right,
and
Dink,
everything.
stop.
Like,
it's not
great.
couple. It's been like 7-8 years.
Well, I'm just saying, like from what I remember,
Okay.
like moving forward. But yeah, it's been great. So now it's really cool seeing that, and we still watch the games. Like my mom still asks, like, wait, what's the score? What's this? Even though she's like watching, like collect, but she's still interested. And my dad too. Like he'll text occasionally, but
and now
cool.
it's starting to kind of.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
He's
Oh
a
yeah.
Cowboys fan.
Oh okay. I feel you.
You can see it.
Oh, I see
Last
it.
three,
Yeah,
right,
there
right
you
there.
go. Yeah.
But no, I only bring this up is because those guys, those athletes, and not only Chiefs but Royals and Sporting, those guys love tattoos too.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah. I need to hit some of them
hopefully,
up.
hopefully one of those guys see your work and say,
something.
You know
I want to do that. I would love to do, like, I know like they always walk into the stadium and they're like all decked out in like fresh clothes.
Right.
Like, let me just make you a custom jacket or a custom hoodie or whatever and send it to them, you know?
Yeah.
Like I want to get more and my wife always pushes me. She's like, you need to get like celebrity stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, cool. But like, I'm just so focused on my craft over here. Like, I just want to get better and better, you know, before I start doing all that. But like, I have like, people wear my stuff. I have done fashion shows before.
Oh, really?
I've gotten in interviews. Like I just told one of my friends yesterday, like I've gotten interviewed by Univision, Telemundo. I've done like so many things collectively throughout my career. But for me, they're just like, cool, like that's great. But like, I want to get better at this. And I'm always here. You know what I mean? So all that stuff is extra and I love it because it's promotion and it helps my brand grow. But like, I just want to be the best artist I can be, you know, just me personally and like hit my own personal goals.
Do you want to see like similar to what Made Mob has done?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're hoping for?
Not necessarily with my clothing. And to be completely honest, I literally started my clothing brand in like 2017 when I was in Denver. Like that year when I moved there, I didn't have the space to actually buy my machinery and everything. And I just had some money saved up, bought that and invested in it. But I literally did it because I wanted to just create my own clothing.
Okay.
Like I grew up, like you said, like the hand-me-downs and all that stuff. Like we weren't huge onto like name brands. We just didn't really have all that kind of stuff growing up. But I always wanted to just put my artwork on clothing. It's just always been a huge dream of mine. So now when I got my machines and everything, I literally sat in my house studio for like a week just making my whole wardrobe. I bought so many shirts, hoodies, this, that, whatever. And I just like printed on every single thing that I could. And now I just wear all of my own stuff. I never, ever wear anyone else's brand.
Okay.
And I've been doing that since 2017.
Okay. So
even
what
this is my hoodie.
Well, then I ain't giving you
This
a
says
damn
Dink.
hoodie. I was going to get you a hoodie, but
it says
all
Dink.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one says Dink, and then I literally made this one today. And it has like two X's on it. I always have, so my clothing brand is called Vivir Ex Morir, like Vivir es Morir, to live is to die. So the X is always just part of the brand, and then it has like a KC on the sleeves over here, and then the whole back part, it says Surreal Tattoo, which is the new shop that I'm at. So I just started working on new merchandise for the shop today. So this is the hoodie that I made today just to sample it, and they loved it. So now I'm going to start making some new ones for them.
Okay. Cool.
But I always just like this stuff is screen printed with Made Mob. So this was illustrated, and then they handled it. And then this one I make in shop. So this one is actually vinyl, which is the same that my hoodie is. And it's any color shirt, any color vinyl. I can make it in there, design it, it cuts it, and I heat press it directly onto it.
Okay.
But I literally make everything. I make all the stuff for I made all the stuff for Chentes Pizzas. I made all the stuff for Red
Right.
Machine Party Bus. I do literally everything in shop, in studio. I design it, I weed it, I make it, I press it, and then it's out there in the world. So I have all my stuff online too. On my online store, you can go on there and just pick and choose anything, any of my designs I have on there. The order comes through, and I do it in like 2-3 weeks. And it's all just made to order. I never sit on any merchandise unless I do like pop-ups, and I'll bring like custom stuff that I make. But that's the only reason I did it, was so that I could make my clothes. That was literally it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have any plans on like expanding or like franchising my brand.
Okay.
It's literally just at home. I just wanted to be
Gotcha.
there. And
Okay.
it has blown up to a point when I was in like Denver and like doing all that stuff. But now it's like it's kind of weird, because now that I'm tattooing, a lot of people ask me all the time, like, are you going to leave all this other stuff behind? And there's really not like a goal to do that. Like I've spent 13-14 years building all of this work
Right.
and this body of work and like style. It's part of me. I'm never really going to let it go.
Okay.
I might do less of it, or I might curate what I do or don't do. But yeah, right now the focus is to get better at tattooing and
Okay.
expand that. So like you mentioned earlier, like where am I going to like expand to or guest spot at? Like that's an option now. Like now I can hit up my New York shops that I worked at. I can hit up like shops in Denver and Chicago, LA, and I can even go to Mexico for a couple months and guest spot there, and I can still work.
Yeah.
So that's also like, I love the flexibility that tattooing is also going to give me in my career more.
Yeah.
And I can go there, guest spot, and I can still paint. I can take some clothing. I can do
Yeah,
anything and
that's
everything
true.
I want within
Yeah.
my brand anywhere that I go,
Okay.
which is the beauty of it. And my wife could do nails anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we decide later in the future that we do want to move, one reason or another, like we just both don't like the winter and we would love to be somewhere tropical,
Yes.
we'll go and we'll just establish ourselves and we'll
Right.
be
No,
fine. Like what we
absolutely.
do is all over the state. So it would be
So
cool.
your license is good outside of Kansas? Or you have to
No,
get
so I would have
licensed
to
everywhere?
Yeah, you have to
no matter-
reapply.
Oh,
so
you
so
do?
I actually am just licensed in Missouri, so I can't
Oh.
even do it in Kansas, which
Oh, shoot.
it's crazy. That's
Really?
that's so wild to me. I was gonna go guest spot in Denver, last year or something, and unfortunately I wasn't able to go because there was a huge snowstorm here and we weren't able to drive. But I had to apply for a license out there, and then the shop I was at had to like vet for me to be like, yeah, he is licensed, we know him, this and that, and then they approved me, and then they give me that license for a year.
wow.
So it's not that crazy, but like if I go anywhere, I have to kind of like pre-plan it and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Chicago. Let me find a shop. Let me get my license, and then I can go, and then I work.
See, that's something I don't know that Eliana has thought about, because she's working out of Missouri,
Yeah,
which means she'd get a license.
yeah. She would get a Missouri license, and it's easier to get your Missouri tattoo license than it is to get your Kansas
Oh,
one. There's
really?
way more loops in Kansas, but now
And you can have both.
yeah,
right?
you can
You
have
can
dual.
carry
Yeah,
both
yeah.
if
It's
you-
totally fine if you work. And I don't know why, but I feel like Kansas City should have like a rule. Like if you're right here on the state line, it should be X amount of radius that you
Right.
can work. But yeah, they don't.
It's the same thing with.
Interesting.
How come we can smoke over there, but we can't smoke?
Yeah,
over there,
exactly.
you know?
Literally, yeah.
No, that's
Like
true.
I'm smoking in Missouri, and I'll drive over here, and I could still get pulled over because
Yeah.
I smell like weed, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I smoked over there though. Like,
Right.
it makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, that's wild.
But now I know you've been here for a while. I don't know if you have
Yeah.
anything going on.
No, man, I'm
We've
vibing.
gone 2 hours, man, but it
Yeah.
only feels like half hour.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy.
No,
man.
but no, this
I
is
love
cool.
it.
This is cool having you in and
Yeah.
listening to all these stories.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's been awesome. But okay, before we end, let's find out other things about Dink. What is it that you like to do for fun? Forget the tattooing,
The
and
drawing.
The drawing. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, just hang out with my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
It's like it's my favorite thing because I get to kind of like unplug and like just do my thing, and we can just go be ourselves and just go out and adventure. We our favorite days are the days we wake up. We don't have anything planned, and we just wake up and we just look online and see what's going on in the city. And maybe we'll like start and we'll go like to like River Market. I mean, usually it's Sundays, so we'll go to like River Market and we'll go around.
After mass, after church.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll chill and go eat there. I'll buy them some flowers, some like random things that we have, just go around and kick it. And then we'll like go to like the antique shops and just like get lost in there. Like it's so much fun. And then like when it's nice out, like we always take my daughter to the park, and she loves the park right now. She just goes everywhere. So she'll make friends and play and everything. And then we'll just go and we'll just find like restaurants a list of restaurants that we want to check out, and we'll just like pick one and just go and eat somewhere new and like just like have like a free day where there's no schedule and just enjoy, and whatever happens happens. And when we're out and if we see something else that we want to do, we'll just go do it.
And you need that.
Yeah, because we our schedule is so like that, you know, like we're so like boom boom boom, we have to do this that, and I'm very much on it. Like I'm very much a calendar person, and my wife is very much a free like spirit, like let's figure it out. And I'm like, no, like I need some stability. So we balance each other out very well in that sense. But like we love days like that because we can literally just wake up and just be.
Yeah.
And so those are always nice. And especially now, like her dad also has a rancho and they have horses. My daughter loves to ride.
Okay.
Oh.
We'll take them out there and we'll just have like a day where we just disconnect from our phones and just go out there and just ride and hang out and have great food. And then my sister has a rancho too with all the other animals. So we'll go over there sometimes and just kick it with that family.
That's
so
cool.
It's really cool to kind of just get out of your comfort zone, your normal and just your routine. And so that's always kind of like my fun days. It's like, let me just put this on pause and just kind of live over here for a little
That's
bit.
good.
How go ahead.
Where are these ranchos?
One's in Holden and one's out in like Lawson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got to go a little ways.
Yeah, no, it's like
Nowhere
40,
near
50.
here.
No, it's like
Okay,
40,
okay.
50 minutes out. But
Okay.
we go like all day and sometimes we spend the night.
Oh, okay.
So it's
No,
the
it's
whole
not
thing.
like on 26 in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I know, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, for sure. It's not, and it's not San Vicente either, you know. Man, but we love that because it reminds us of San Vicente so much of like
Yeah.
that life when we would go there and just drive to Mexico when we were kids and just be able to just be there the whole summer. Man, I loved growing up. I always say like I grew up in Kansas City and in Mexico because for the whole summer we would just drive down there and be there the whole summer, and like I loved it so much. I wanted to stay there so many summers and just be like, just bro, there's schools here. I'm like, let me just stay here, you know. But my parents knew. They're like, no, like we came here for a reason.
Right.
And like
That's the same with us. My mom would go during the summer. I take that, but we would do the summers.
Yeah.
But sometimes during the school year, we'd go to El Paso and spend 3 weeks there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd have to take homework. That was the only thing that sucked. My mom was able to talk to the teacher and says, okay, he needs homework for the next 3 weeks. And these teachers would actually do it all, put it all together. And that sucked.
Damn.
I'd have the
You
homework.
had to do it.
I'd have homework, you know. But I had to get it done.
Dang.
Anyway,
that's cool.
all right. So, okay, that's cool. Okay, let's do this rapid fire real quick. I'm just going to throw something out. What is your favorite sport to watch?
Soccer.
Yeah, I would say.
No,
I like soccer. I mean, right now I'm really into like obviously Chiefs. I love football.
Okay.
But I love when the World Cup is on. I'm very hyped for next year.
Are you ready?
I'm very excited, you know. Like I love seeing the World Cup. I feel like it's just a world stage, and like I watch the Olympics too. Like I love everything that like kind of like shows a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
The World Cup is I'm super hyped for that for sure.
Nice.
That's cool. And because what's his name? Messi's coming to town.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
Well,
we'll see if he plays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
the
see.
talk.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
true.
Yeah.
And
But we might get Portugal too if they like advance. We might get Ronaldo too.
That's what I was going to
Oh.
bring up. That
Yeah.
there is, if they somehow they can meet, both of them can meet up.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Favorite place to eat?
Besides my mom and suegra's house, I will say that.
Just shout out, put that out there.
Yeah, we love going out and trying new places. I would say the most recent place we went to is called Green Dirt, and it's down there in the crossroads, like next to the Kansas City Star old building.
Okay.
It's this other place, but they have like it's a very farm to table type thing, and they have a lot of like lamb, goat cheese dishes. Like it's very earthy, and that's just the latest place that I can really think of. But anything outside of that, I love my KCK taquerias. I love a really good burger. So just anywhere that has a good burger. But pizza, I would say Caddyshack for sure. Down like over in like the Columbus
Chente,
Park area.
I know you just heard that, Chente.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously that's a home staple.
There you go.
But anything and everything, like we're just open to like everything.
That's
Nice.
good. Staying on food, cereal to
what?
eat. Your cereal.
Cereal to eat. Oh man, it's either between Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh yeah.
I like a
Wow.
It's
crunch.
got the. Oh, I thought that. Horchata.
I like the
Yeah.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
But sometimes it irritates
It
the roof
messes
of
up.
my
Yes,
the roof
you're
of my
very
mouth.
very true.
Yeah.
It has select times. I have to
Yeah,
eat it,
yeah.
you know?
Favorite music to listen to?
I mean, I'm kind of all genre, but my true like passion that I grew up was cumbia.
Oh yeah.
I love old school cumbias, and I love the cumbias like rebajadas, tumbadas, whatever you call them. And it's just a vibe that I grew up with in Mexico. It reminds me of Mexico so much. And I say that because every time we would go, my cousins would put me on to the newest music, and it was always the newest cumbias that were out. And it's specifically in the barrio that we grew up in Mexico City. It's called San Juan de Aragon. and there's this huge cumbia group called Grupo Cual that came out of San Juan de Aragon. So every time they perform, they say desde San Juan de Aragon, and I feel such pride like every time I hear that. But they just hit like that good like guarachera like bass, like I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So cumbia I would always say is my number one, and then like doo-wop stuff, hip hop,
Yeah.
trios.
Let's say favorite soccer team, football.
I grew up loving Las Chivas.
Chivas.
Like in Mexico, Las Chivas, and then back in the day here, it was the Wizards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Celebrity crush.
Oh man, that's a hard one. I don't know. I never.
Here, I'll
really...
give you one. Selma Hayek.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I would say that was probably like early on because of the mariachi movie. Like I loved the Antonio Banderas movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what was it, Desperado?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
and
one, and then the
remember when she was from in
Once
Dust Till
Upon a
Dawn?
Time. Yes, that one too, and then Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Okay.
But yeah, that one when she was in that one, I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, all right.
But also she played Frida in that movie.
Oh, that's
and
right.
she was amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
And I love that Frida movie.
Speaking of movie, favorite movie of all time.
La Bamba.
That's right. La Mama. Favorite place to relax.
That's a good one. That's kind of hard, but I'd say like in my
You're
bed.
like, what's relax?
In my bed. Like that's the only really time I get to chill. Or like my couch, like just at home and just watching like a good show, movie, whatever.
Shoe brand.
I love Nike Cortezes.
Candy bar.
Ooh. Are we talking like chocolate or like other?
Any
just
kind
whatever.
Any kind of candy.
I love Nerds Rope.
Oh yeah.
But now recently they came out with Nerd Clusters.
Ooh,
Yes,
you know what? I
yeah,
went
that-
through. I went through a small phase.
Yeah.
Probably about maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't do it no more.
Yeah. No, I
Man,
have to
couldn't
pace
do
myself.
it.
But I
had to-
love sour candy too, like any sort of sour gummy.
I mean,
type
I was going
stuff.
to
Like, that's
Sam's
my
Club
shit.
and get that
Oh
big
man,
bag.
those are dangerous.
I know, right?
I couldn't
after
do
a
that.
while, after a while, I was like, I had to get into my nephew Jose.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
it's
"Hey,
too
go,
much.
mijo, this I cannot do these anymore."
No, yeah, we're big into sweets, so we have some at home. I have some at the studio in the car, like, and we have to just watch out. Like, it's too much.
Favorite time of the day?
That's a good one. Let's see. Oh man, they're all kind of different. They're all kind of just But I'm not really like a morning person where I get up and I'm like happy to like wake up. I just wake up because I have to wake up. But oh man, that's a really good one. Maybe at night because I get to go home. I get to see my daughter, my wife, and then just relax. Get into that.
Yeah. All right. And favorite superhero?
Besides my dad,
There you go.
I would say El Chavo del Ocho,
Oh,
like Chapulín Colorado.
yeah. That's cool. All right. One more thing. I got.
Yeah.
This is what we call a memory from the mug. I'll go
Cool.
in here and I'll just grab something and see if it sparks up a memory.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Awesome, man. I've never done that before.
Let's
That's cool.
see. Dangerous playgrounds. Was there ever a playground that?
In Mexico, absolutely. Yeah, in Mexico they had the world's tallest, steepest slides in the world. And I don't know why. But in Mexico, in the little neighborhood that we grew up in front there was a big grass like playground, and then you kept going, and then there was like a playground here and a playground here. And those slides were made out of metal. They
Those ones
were
they would get
they
real
had
hot.
the stairs were like this thin, so you would have to like get up there like
Ooh,
really
yeah, yeah.
and then go way high, and then you would go down and you would just your legs would just like screech on it and be super hot, and you would just like rosado and shit.
Oh yeah.
But then it came to a point one year when we went that it was broken, like towards the bottom it was broken, like part of it like caved in.
Okay.
So you would have to go down and then jump, like put your feet up to jump over that hoop to like
Damn.
not cut your legs. And so that is a very, very vivid memory that I have of Mexico playgrounds, that I was like, this is the most dangerous shit, but the funnest thing in the world, because you just see everyone just jump and just eat shit and then just get back on, It's like, it was the best. But like Mexico was just such a different animal and breed of like childhood. So I'm so glad I got to experience both.
Yeah.
Like it was
That's
amazing.
cool. Have you ever shared that story with anybody?
No, not that one. No, that's
pretty
cool.
wild.
I like
You-
that. That's cool.
You ever done the St. Margaret's? You ever go down that?
Yes, I used to go sledding there all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I
That one
remember.
was dangerous,
oh man.
too.
Oh, it still is for sure.
Because
It has
there's,
that hump.
there's that
Yes,
hump down
people
there,
forget
right?
about that one. Yep. Oh no, we've messed our shit up on that so many times.
Yes.
Like, oh man, I've broken so many sleds on that. Like I had to stop going.
Yes.
That's where I grew up playing soccer at St. Margaret's
Yeah, St.
too, down there.
Margaret's.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so
All
funny.
right, let's go one more from
Yeah.
the mug. Oh, your first car.
Oh man. So my very, very first car, I think, was like a Toyota like Cavalier. And it's just like if you just think a little carrito, just like a standard little tiny car. And it was actually my brother Robert.
Hand me down.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had that car and then they upgraded and then they gave that car to my dad basically. My dad was basically like, okay, here, like you can have this one. So I like decked it out, like I cleaned it. I cleaned the rim. I like the whole thing. I was like so happy. And then I drove it like for a week. And then that following week, I think Vincent needed a car and then my dad gave him that car.
Oh.
And then that was it. So I basically like prepped it for him, and then he kind of just like had it.
And he said, "Hey, little bro, you should get into detail."
Yeah, something. But I would tell you the first car that I learned to drive in was the old school Volkswagen vans, like the Scooby Doo sort of like looking vans.
Had the flat.
Yeah. So we had one of those that my dad brought from Mexico.
Okay.
And they call them combis over there. So we brought it, and it was all brown, I remember. And that's the first car that I learned to officially drive. And I was already driving at like 11, 12. My dad put me in there early.
Oh.
And so I would sit like with him and he would just like show me and everything. And I remember that car specifically, when you're going up hills, it just turn off.
Oh.
It would just die. It would just turn off. And my dad's like, no, you got to wiggle, hit the thing twice, put this left, right, and then it turns on. And I was like, what the hell is this? But I learned how to drive on it. And it taught me to just expect anything. So now I consider myself to be a pretty good driver because of those early experiences for sure. And we still have that van.
No.
We still have it. It's in our garage. But my dad took it to Mexico one year and he cut it in half and made it small. So it's a mini Volkswagen van. And then we painted it and then I put vinyl stickers all over it with my designs and stuff. And we called it La Ilegal.
Okay.
Because when you floor it, it lifts. And so it's very street legal. Like we don't take it out. It just doesn't run. But we still have it. And I think every time I go into the garage, I see it and I just think back to that time. I'm just
That's
literally
pretty cool.
going up that hill and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, that one for sure.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. That's your dad, huh?
Oh man,
Coming up with
my
all
dad,
these-
always.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm happy to still have both of them. In my
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, very blessed. Yeah.
Oh
That's,
yeah.
That's cool. Well, brother, thank you for coming
Yeah.
in, man.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I appreciate
yeah.
it, man. I
Good
had a
meeting
blast.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys too.
Yeah, like I
Even
said,
though we've met like
I
years
know,
and years ago,
right?
which is kind of crazy. Like just
apparently
full
she met
circle.
you at another school and you didn't.
Yeah,
even go
and
to
I
that
wasn't
school.
there.
Well, I run into kids, later on, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, where did I know you?
So
Right.
actually, who remembers you is her sister.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Because we were both
Mrs.
there.
Contreras.
Yeah.
we were both there in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I remember that.
Were you the only one there, or did your brother?
Vincent
was-
actually went one time. Vincent went
Okay.
one summer, and I think he was more like chaperone type
Oh,
style.
okay.
He was kind of
Okay.
one of the older kids that would help out.
Mhm.
But I remember he went with me one year. But I went almost every year
Okay.
during the summer, so my parents could work and do all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I remember that summer school vividly. And the one thing that I remember the absolute most, besides that like bus ride,
Yeah.
that like for me took forever,
Uh-huh.
going there, and then when we would pull up, I would remember smelling the breakfast corn dogs. That like
Okay.
the like pancake wrapped corn
Yes,
dogs.
Yeah.
yes.
I would always smell those in the morning, and I
Uh-huh.
would be so excited. So
Okay.
anytime I smell those corn dogs or see
That's
them, I
what you
think
remember.
immediately of that summer
Okay.
school.
That's
So
cool.
I'm pretty sure I had you then in class one of those summers.
Yeah.
What I remember about it is you guys would brush your teeth all the
Yeah,
time. Like
yeah.
that was a part of our
Yeah.
routine
That's
so
in
funny.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember the gym classes, the big parachutes that we would have. We were
Yes.
playing dodgeball. We'd play another game. We would like run around and like go into like hoops, like
Uh-huh.
everything. I remember every single thing about that summer school and like all my friends from there, and I still remember them till this
Oh,
day.
okay.
And, like, I
Yeah.
see them around occasionally,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so crazy to just think about our memories
Yes.
and like our childhood, like we were talking about earlier, like
Yeah.
the era we grew up in, and like
Mm-hmm.
what is it gonna be for like my little girl? Like what is
Right.
she gonna experience? You know, like
Right.
it's crazy.
It's kind of exciting though at the same time.
It is very
Yeah.
exciting, you know, like what is the future gonna hold? Who
Yeah.
knows? But
Yeah.
I hope she's just happy. you know?
Right.
Like that's all
Mhm.
we can really like try to do.
Yeah.
So before we end, how can the people find you? I know you brought that.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can find me at Dink. So on Instagram, it's Dink, DINKC.
Chris on Dick, please.
Or Dink Studios is my actual whole studio page. And then Tattoo Dink is my newest one. Facebook, you can find me under Dink Studios as well. And then just my website is just dink.com. And then literally, if you just Google Dink, I'll come up, which is kind of cool.
And then they have to put the DINKC.
Yes, it has to be spelled correctly, and then it'll just pop up. So if you go literally, if you guys just Google that and go, all my stuff will pop up right then and there. And then if you click images, all of my work pops up.
That's
which is kind of cool.
Check that out.
Yeah, so please check that out. Hit me up. I'm always open for commissions. My books are always open. Murals, clothing, merchandise, pop-ups, tattoos, anything and everything creative within my style. I would love to work with you guys.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Yeah,
talk.
please.
Get
that floor done with a huge logo.
I'd like to get some stuff done too as well.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, but again, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you,
this
guys.
is awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much.
Yep. Sam, we good?
We are good.
Chris?
Yep.
Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Big Modcast. This is episode number 172. Again, thank you for being here, listening and watching our show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and let people know. Let people know about the Big Modcast. Speaking of the Big Modcast, you know how you said you put Dink in and that comes up?
Yeah.
You put in the Big Modcast, Shaquille O'Neal shows up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all the time. I'm like, come on.
You got to reach out to him.
That's not what we're looking for.
Right.
Big Modcast and Shaquille O'Neal.
No.
Anyway.
That's funny.
All right. Adios, people.